What else can I help?
No. The rest will be left to my friends. She is here.
As soon as I received the news of you, I came here immediately. What's wrong with you? Let me see.
Hey, don't twist my head. So many people pay attention. Don't pinch my skirt.
You are not very good.
Thanks to these two when I was on set. They happened to be next to it and helped me.
It's okay. I am a doc. I should do it.
Alas, there are not many docs like you this year. Most of them are too late to hear us.
Since this lady has taken care of, we will stay soon.
Hey, don't leave. This is the business card of a small shop. You must patronize it if you have empty affairs. Massage and oil are all available. You are all 20 discount.
No need, lady. I don't need it very much.
Don't be polite. The guy is good in skills. Everyone has a headache to go to her.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. As a doc, I have a general understanding of my physical condition. Very healthy, and no additional attention.
Sir, try again.
Miss, we still keep the distance better.
When the woman heard Iana, she took a few steps back, took out a pair of gloves from the bag, pinched her fingers after wearing it, and made a crisp click. It's okay. You can press it away from you.
Can you meet me at this distance?
I have heard of this kind of Kaigon therapy, and many information confirm that this is just a pseudo-family.
I saw her fingers gently squeezed a few times in the air. The two of them were strangely felt that a warm force was pressed her shoulders and necks, and instantly, they easily wrapped them gently with comfort.
I feel doubt.
Is it my illusion? I'm so comfortable now.
Who cares about science?
What? You said that the medicine was snatched? Intersection. This is not a joke, mister. Ernesto, there are many infected people in our community. They need drugs to control the condition.
Sorry. It was Miss Alta, and I failed to complete the transportation task. We will find a way to make up as soon as possible.
Don't you want to lose money?
If you can't find it, I will find a way to compensate you on time.
Sorry, Mr. Ernesto. I was too anxious. Those who seize medicine, do you see them? There are many people in the community. Maybe they can help.
This is where we feel strange. Those people were ambushing out halfway, and they seem to be prepared for a long time. Roadshin has always been careful here, never having evil with others. I really can't think of anyone who will target us like this.
Maybe they just follow your medicine, and the price of inhibitors in the black market is not low.
During the grabbing process, the tactics they adopted were very professional, moved rapidly, clean and neat. Are those medicines really worth making a group of people so moving? By the way, I vaguely remembered that I heard the sound of when I avoided it.
I am a professional guy again. Oh, Reno really looks down on us.
Mr. Diaz, do you think this operation is targeted at the community?
Alas, we have been resentment with Reno for a long time, but we did not expect. He will eventually use such a means.
What happened downstairs? Why is it so noisy? It seems that someone had a condition outside and was sent back by a good-hearted person. Yo, here's 3 layers of 3 layers here, are all the people who come to thank.
For us good people, of course, we have to repay. Let me see where the guests. How do these are so familiar? And where do you feel? Picked up yesterday's newspaper from the table. The man turned over a few pages to find the gossip version. Seeing the title, no one can endure his bad character Reynold to change the bodyguard again. The subtitle next to it is reporter exclusive unannounced visits for darts or 2 or 2 rotations, which is sacred.
Is the people in these photos similar to those who appear under the building are somewhat similar?
Oh, we have to repay.
It seems that he is a completely new person. This feeling is difficult to describe.
Thank you, lady. This way of Moss is so amazing.
This is my traditional massage from Sheritridge. At that time, I boarded the holy mountain in the storm, and the local maiden saw my sincerity before she decided to teach me this mystery.
Hold down. You have been here for 7 or 8 years since Sriracha. Where do you come to the snow? You to do anti believe it. Both are false advertisements.
Hey, how do you polite people innocent?
Thank you for your massage. It's not too early. We should really leave.
Slowly to people. There are many people around Raynal, and it should not be what you do. It is better to stay for a while. Let's entertain it.
Well,
Daddy, what's wrong with you?
You are so embarrassed. Why do you mix with this group of drug-grabbing guys and bring them to the community?
Medicine?
Yes, suppress or disease medicine. It was snatched by them.
Get away. Intersection, that's impossible to be them. They don't even know a disease.
I really have no clue about the so-called medicine grabbing. Is there any misunderstanding in the middle?
Misunderstand? Mercenary undressing using crickets. Not black steel people. Who else is you?
We just send this girl back here, that's all.
If there is really a misunderstanding, you have to clarify it to me. Come, catch me too. The two saw the deputy behind Diaz raise the wooden stick in their hands. Although the light of the tip of the rod can be killed at all, they still instinctively feel the dangerous approach.
Run, Carter, run. Intersection.
Careful.
Come, take the bastard. I see which one you dare to enter the community.
You run too fast. I can't catch up. Where are those two people now?
Hurry, what are you standing stupidly there? Don't hurry up and find the two people. Go, hurry up.
Huh. What is that? Magic.
It seems that it is called Yuan-Chi skills. Just be magic. But we have to think of a way to leave. Several exports are guarding.
Cover me. Let me operate Gemini avatars.
Already in place.
Chapter has been opened.
Hey, where did they go? No, there is no sea ghost. Where did she emerge from? How dare this woman appears in the middle of the road? Bow, crossbow, transmitter, surgery unit. The messy weapons are aligned with the twins in the middle of the road. Even if Yana himself, seeing such a warm welcome through the Avatar's eyes, he couldn't help but stunned.
Everyone, you are so enthusiastic. Bow, crossbow, bomb, magic, alas.
Taking advantage of their attention, they all went up after the projection was beaten. Hurry up and wait for a while. They should be able to look back.
Maybe we should contact Tella to ask what happened. And now my brain is chaotic.
No, I am sure that it is not the Raynal school. His security officers have been trained by Shrat recently.
Are you sure that guy is credible?
Sure. He did not have the opportunity to issue such an order all day today.
But the people here seem to be really determined that we snatched their medicine?
Those are the second the priority is to quickly leave the community. Considering the special abilities of those people, I don't recommend the two of you to continue to act, which is too dangerous. Do you need our support?
No need. Although their Source Stone skills are powerful, they have no chapters in fighting. I know how to keep myself, let alone Carter.
Contact us if something happens.
Well, must.
They're almost scattered. We should move.
Understand. Let's go. I just climbed to a high place to observe for a while, and I had a general understanding of the situation. It seems that it can be simply divided into 3 parts: peripheral, residential areas, and the core building.
Yes. There are always some wands guys around the building. Presumably some important characters or things there.
Anyway, it is not important to avoid there.
Is it bypass from the residential area? I didn't see someone equipped with weapons. It seemed to be a safe way out.
Maybe more dangerous than maybe.
This world can no longer be inferred by common sense.
Well. Don't cry. Dad sings to you. Tired feather beast, where you want to fly to? In order to touch the wind direction of tomorrow. You don't know. You can only desperately waving today's wings. Finally fell asleep. It's great.
What's wrong?
I just ran away from my feet. It seems to be a mouse. No, It is more like a snail. Too dark. Can't see clearly.
It seems that they are stacking garbage. No wonder no one comes.
There is a way to go before, and you should be fortunate that no one wants to approach this stinky place.
Enemy? Intersection.
No, just the light from the window over there.
Why do they do such a thing in their own house?
Great dear. I couldn't figure out this running feather beast for a long time. Now it has passed. Let's do it. Oh, no, it is going to wake up again. And it has been said that this source of origin is not suitable at all. Oh, no. She is going to wake up again.
Puff.
It seems that the source of the stone here is not a panacea.
Looking at the colored plastic board on the outer wall. Only people who really treat them as home will have the mood to make such decorations without practical value.
The same is true of graffiti here. There are many landscapes, portraits, and pure decorative things. It can be seen that it is not applied to it. I think this level is not low. There is a story in each picture.
Why are you here? Intersection.
You calm down first. What the gentleman said was not what we did. This should be a misunderstanding.
I don't know. You saved me. But...
Are not malicious. You know, kids.
Turn to the right after leaving this alley. Although there are no people on the left, Dad is upset and will go there to smoke there, and you may encounter it. I just came to throw garbage and didn't see anything.
Carter, we should go.
The report is in the underground warehouse. As you instructed, we learned that those people had settled the bomb, created a little confusion, and they grabbed it.
Good.
But how do you look frowning?
I am wondering how to get rid of this batch of medicines. Even if the packaging is changed to the underground market, it is difficult to leave traces.
Are you afraid of someone to check?
I received a message at the operation of the operation. Rhodes Island came to send drugs this time a bit special.
Indeed. We noticed when we act. That man is a familiar face. But the old Pankiao is now in prison, and the people under their men go and scattered. Has his son returned here? He may not be able to eat it as before.
That's not necessarily. Someone had given me some information before the municipal government, saying that Candela was considering cultivating his successor, and the boy was one of the several inspections.
But Pankiao and Candela are not.
Candela employers have never avoided their love.
What should we do?
I remember that the last time Reynolds' little secretary came to share some resources with us.
Yes. There are several shops and warehouses.
Is there a warehouse of a pharmaceutical company?
That's right.
Pharmaceuticals, one more car and one car. It is estimated that they will not care too much.
What do you mean? Throw the burden to Reynolds.
Can't say that. They take the initiative to come to the door, to cooperate.
Wait a long time, Mr. Ernesto.
No. I just came.
Miss, please give me a cup.
I've already ordered you. Mr. Booker is still the same? Double concentration, right?
Leaving here for so long, it is difficult to remember my habits for you.
This time. It has been a long time for us to work together.
To cut. Thank you, Yes, everything is just right. Alas, after you leave, no one can do everything like you. Now the new young is.
Wait for it. Put it in that environment. People become fast.
Oh, by the way, miss, Candela asked me to bring you this file.
Document? Miss Candela has something to tell me to do?
No, what you want.
I just came to you today. I haven't said it yet.
As soon as you arrived at Dossel's, Miss, Candela knew the news, and I heard that the goods you transported were robbed by others, and they must be anxious. The file bag is the abnormal data of logistics and transportation in recent days, and related locations and personnel have records.
Miss Candela is so concerned. I don't know how to be grateful.
Hey, what is grateful to say, as long as you can remember us all?
Keki.
There are more great products than this place.
Ella, what is the task you receive?
After the warehouse's goods were bought, the backlog was sold, and the backlog was for half a year in the warehouse, and only one administrator was guarded.
Isn't it equivalent to opening the door and letting others get it?
Yes, Milo said that the theft report was received almost every day.
Are we here to investigate the goal of losing goods?
No, it is normal for this warehouse to not enter. But yesterday, the warehouse guardian received a call, saying that a group of drugs would be transported and asked him to hand over. Milos feels strange. Let's come and see.
Are you good at coming?
It is difficult to say. I can't see what the other party can have any plot.
Perhaps Milos just wants to find an excuse to support you and Shard. After all, he managed to empty something with Rhino.
He can say that I will never appear within 1 kilometer of them.
You can see that you really don't have to see that guy.
I just don't want to watch the geyser every day without going out to fight golf on the balcony.
At least he followed his commitment to you.
If that file is not wrong, many abnormal clues are gathered here. But
But the place we found seemed to be a waste warehouse.
a batch of drugs will reach the warehouse in a while, so as to wait for us to find it. There is only one administrator in the warehouse, and there is no threat. According to the plan before departure, after the truck enters the warehouse, the techno that has sneaked in will turn off the monitoring and let me and you enter to check.
There is still a while.
Sleepy. When can those medicines be delivered? I was boring, and I actually sent someone to check it. Today, the weather is so good. It is better to find a beach to bask in the sun, drink a cup of coffee, and listen to the song. I jumped up with you a silent tango in the night. Where is the disc? Oh, found. I jumped up with you a silent tango in the night. Can't see your face, only the temperature of your palm. Alas, this is life. Well?
I have to get all the time, let me see. Where's the monitoring? Found. Here. Huh? It's not that there is only one administrator. How can there be for people in the warehouse? Who? 2. I have destroyed the monitoring. There is a good news and a bad news. The good news is that I can be sure now, and the batch of drugs are what we are looking for. The bad news is that Reynold's bodyguard is also here. For people are all in the warehouse.
What? Isn't this place usually no one will come at all? Let me think. We are not dominant. Techno, can you break the lighting power supply? Alita and I may be secretly touched.
Okay. Let me try. Has been broken.
Okay. Then we also act.
This guy really enjoyed. He listened to songs and drank coffee. Is this soap with this year's new beans? Oh, it's all on the keyboard. Where is the paper towel? Must be cleaned quickly.
Suddenly, the crisp sound of the spring shell was interrupted by the rush of techno. She quickly raised her arms and saw a small lamp on the keyboard with green light. There was a small label on the lamp, which read it on it. Broadcast.
When will this car arrive?
Rest assured, we are still abundant. It is also normal. This waste warehouse power supply facility is easy to have problems.
I jumped up with you a silent tango in the night. Can't see your face, only the temperature of your palm.
Foos, go to the control room to see.
In a dark corner. You clearly step on my toes, but the dizzy is my head.
What should I do? I don't drink his cup of coffee.
Mr. Administrator. Ella, the administrator has fainted, and the monitoring and lighting system have traces of damage. Pay attention to the alert someone's sneaked into the warehouse. Not only overturned the coffee, but also pressed the wrong button. It was a very unprofessional guy. I will try to restore lighting. Child?
The person who came out of the dark corner shocked Foos, not only because of her petite figure, but also because she waved her fist, and the speed of speed made him only barely fight. After a few rounds, he caught the girl's wrist and tried to control her. But immediately he realized that some things were not as easy as he thought.
Want to be beautiful.
Seeing ghosts. This child's strength is greater than adult.
I am not a child.
The girl struggled to open the control of Foos and stepped on his toes fiercely. Before he could feel the pain from his toes, the girl turned around and rushed to his face.
Oh, intersection.
Walk on the long street. Let's release each other's hands. If you separate this, It is difficult to find your figure. Leave me alone and explore endlessly in the night. Ah, the silent. Jumping to half of the tungle.
Let me follow me.
The roots of the wall. The two moved silently, and did not realize that they were not far away, and several other people were getting forward.
Foos, intersection dam, he has never responded.
We go to support him.
No, I go. You stay here and continue to wait for the car. There must be more than one person.
Be careful. If someone lurks here, the emergency lighting cannot be used, which will make us a living target. Do you want to use my night vision instrument?
You keep it. I will be cautious.
Holding the gun in his hand, Ella lowered his body, and worked hard to identify the direction in the darkness. Countless times missed. Countless search, countless loss. Maybe we can meet again in the next corner.
Ernesto. Ooh? Intersection.
Didn't this girl find that she came back and forth around the wall?
Not everyone has a night vision instrument. By the way, where did I see her? It was the person in the community yesterday. Do we want to leave her here?
I guess her friends will come to her. I am waiting here.
Okay, let me go elsewhere.
Touching the weapon around the waist, the dark screen holds his breath. And the hearing of people in the dark becomes extremely keen, and the heavy dragging sound is getting closer and closer. Countless times missed. Countless search, countless loss. Maybe we can meet again in the next corner. Do not move. After the two screamed at the same time, the entire warehouse was alive.
Duck.
Gustav? Intersection.
Tickle.
Hit into my hands and count you unlucky.
What is that?
It's a spell flash. Find a bunker, Ella.
Techno, wait. This room can't stand up with you like this.
Children, your companion is in my hands. Advise you not to act lightly.
Oh, Alita is in their hands.
Unfortunately, we also have your hostages.
It's Charlotte.
In the darkness, the only light source is the light from Technos or stone skills. Although it cannot be illuminated by the entire warehouse, it is enough to see each other's faces. Everyone's sight kept moving, staggered, rubbed the other people's face, and read the same emotions on it.
I feel a little embarrassed. Why is it in such a scene?
Maybe we can exchange hostages, and then take their own way?
Etc.
What are you doing here?
Check out who is using this warehouse to trade. What are you doing, children?
Find the medicine we lost.
I've long said that medicine is not what we nah.
Yeah. Why are you here?
I said, to find out who is sending things to this warehouse. What purpose do you come here?
We said it. The medicine we lost is here.
Our Ely can't tell you.
The administrator is not there. The goods are here. Alas, I am tired of running this trip. This place is too remote.
I have a proposal. Since everyone wants to know what the medicine is going on, it is better to ask the people who send the medicine directly?
Headache.
You wake up, big man, give. This is Ice Cubes. Your forehead is swollen a big bat.
Are you attacking my child?
Let me ask me another child. I will let your back swollen again.
What happens?
In short, the drugs they lost were found, so the misunderstanding between them and us was lifted.
What medicine? What misunderstandings? How to solve it?
To a poor driver, his mouth was hard, but not so hard.
No, I think it's even more chaotic. Where are we now?
I help you go out and see.
Take your medicine. Please take it.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name? Hook here.
Mike, okay.
Alas, there are 2 copies left here.
Let me check the list from the beginning. Maybe someone forgets to take it. See who else has not signed it.
The last 2 medicines are mine.
Give you, Miss Techno.
I'm sorry for what happened today. We don't know that the robbery incident has another person instructions.
It doesn't matter. These drugs can return to the original owner. Gustav told me that many people here have a special disease. Without these inhibitors, the consequences are unimaginable.
In other words, isn't that Captain not dealing with Reynold before? Why should we grab our medicine as soon as possible to please Reynold?
Milos told me that he came from Reynold's development right to the development of the community.
What about development rights? In the past 2 years, even Reynold has nothing to do with the development files.
That's very good. Your community culture is very attractive, so I think it is a pity to be developed into a hotel casino.
You just stood here for a long time and said it seemed to know it very well.
But for a long time, almost everyone who took the medicine to pick up my medicine to sell my artworks.
Still want to eat. What is that on your arm?
It was a string embroidery bracelet. I didn't plan to buy it, but I saw that the child was full of traces of needle.
Whose child? So clumsy.
What did you just say?
I said... Do you want to go to my studio?
50 million Colombian vouchers. Did you add the price? Okay. 50 million gold vouchers are hammered.
What do you say? The warehouse that has been lost. Which warehouse?
It is the warehouse of the pharmaceutical company that you closed after half a year after you acquired.
Oh, it seems that there is such a thing. So someone grabbed the medicine in the community, planted it on your head, and then wanted to secretly transport the medicine to the warehouse.
To be precise, it is your head.
What should I do now? Thank you for helping me resolve this misunderstanding.
Don't thank you, Mr. Reynold.
Listen to Milos that you are going to leave the residence I provided. Why? Have you found your friends?
No, we just found another place to settle.
Where?
That community.
There? Although I have no objection, why do you leave?
I saw something very interesting there.
There's a lot of space here. I and other artists are creating here to find inspiration. Some works are also exhibited here.
Those wet paintings seem to be some abandoned inspiration.
No, that's a work.
Work? Intersection?
Every guy will take the painting outdoors every painting, and wait until it rains, so that the rainwater will be opened, and the original pictures are paved, and the original picture is changed. This painting is only completed.
Well, the man who is showing his perfect muscle lines should be looking for inspiration.
Strictly speaking, he is also a work.
Oh, behavior art.
There is a brand in front. Do you want to read it?
The name of the work, Pepiturian. Author, Peturian's parents. Introduction to the work. The author has discarded it to the suburbs of Dossels. The author never thought of. 20 years later, Pepiturian became the famous masterpiece of Dossels. Old guys regret going to go bar.
Everyone, I am the greatest master of sources of Dossels. Do you want to observe my origin skills?
Techno is more powerful than you.
In terms of Yuanchi's skills, no one can come out of the right.
Unless...
Be careful when displaying, but don't hurt the guests.
Certain. Men took out several black crystals with orange-yellow light from their pockets. The four took a few steps back. To Chunyuan stone, rotating in the man's wide palm. And then the man was thrown one by one to the sky. He began to use Chunyuan's stone as a throwing ball. After several rounds of throwing, the man threw all the pure source stone to the sky in one breath, facing the sky with the tip of his nose, and caught the first landing to pure source stone with the tip of his nose. 2, 3. In the end, all the crystals one by one stabilized a high tower on the tip of the man's nose. The man slightly sideways his head, and the tower made of pure source stone returned to his palm, almost as much as possible.
Yuanchi skills? Isn't it flashing fireball or something? Is this also the source of the source stone?
Isn't this Yuanchi? Isn't it skillful?
Really?
Finally reached. Oh, opening this door in front of you is our heaviest artwork.
Although this seems to have said this recently, I still want to say again, I will not feel strange anymore.
2. The head of the big puppet.
This is just a head. It will be larger when the body assembles. On the night of our art festival, they will become the dancers. When Iana slowly fell and Nico had not yet shown to us, they would dance. They will become the focus of attention and the protagonist of the art festival. They will rotate on the streets with the most beautiful dancing posture, and they will step on the rhythm for us and turn through the entire community.
Very beautiful picture.
At that time, I think there must be many people dance with puppets.
No, maybe... I have no idea.
Have no idea.
After a fire in the ballroom, no one was willing to dance for a long time.
Just like what I told you, there are many novel structures, full emotions, and exquisite expressions.
Your description really makes me curious about what these people are doing. Since you plan to go to that community, you might as well go to see what the people there are to do.
Didn't you always dislike the art festival with your opening ceremony on the same day?
This does not mean that I can't be interested in what they want to do.
I can see what they are doing for you, but I have no reason to get involved in your contradiction with them.
How can you get involved? Of course, if you can really say that those people and let them change their days, I will be very grateful.
This is not guaranteed.
Try is better than try.
Anyway, you are willing to understand what people are doing.
If you are willing to understand me, I think you should not be surprised.
I thought...
No. 250 collection 8 voice box. 1. 500 million vouchers starting. Does anyone want to increase the price?
Hush. Now I have to concentrate on entering.
Thank you for your bidding, 20 million. Do you want to add it? The same person. Add to 25 million.
You have been high enough. No one in the field is competing with you.
No, I don't care what the price of others is. I just want to add it to the price in my heart.
Yes. And too reckless. But we did not expect that the group of lunatics really had such a godless, and dare to humiliate the professional soldiers of the joint government. Understand. I will next time. I will never be next time. If you have the next time, you will withdraw my position and punish me. How can it be?
Captain.
Shut your mouth. And I know the living treasure of the truck at the door. He was thrown off his clothes and threw it at the gate of our office. And he felt that it was a blatant insult to the coalition government. They asked if my cooperative relationship with Reynold could still be maintained. Do you still want to get that land? What can I say? Rough mouth? These stupid idiots.
Captain, I want to say, Reynolds' secretary is here. We still don't see it.
Let him come in. If you represent Reynold, come to the teacher to ask for sin. Then it will be exempted.
How could it be, Mr. Mateo? Reynolds is very satisfied with your efficiency. The disadvantage is that your way of action is somewhat adventurous. The number of infected people in that community is not small, and the medicine grabbing is indeed a way to disintegrate them. But you should have thought that if there are really many infected people died because of this. If it is not handled well, no one we can explain.
We have realized this question. Then he... What else do you say?
Well, he means that since he was too adventurous before, it is better to be a little more cautious now. Maybe there is still room for peace.
Oh, it's all at this time. But you want me to negotiate with those people?
Mateo, you will be wrong. You do NT have to worry about this. Mr. Rain has sent someone to do it.
Who?
Lisella and her team. You must be familiar with them, I said right. Right? They have shot face with your men, and even some people confuse your men with them.
Don't forget, Milos. We made an agreement.
Shawan is not impatient, Mr. Mateo. Mateo, Reynold does not intend to give up to cooperate with you. But I hope you can calm down for a while. On the ground, I hope we will talk about it when you calm down. Do you have anything else to bring me to Mr. Reynold? Then I resign first.
It turns out... you are rough. And you play with me. Right, Reynold? Roughly. Reynold, if I couldn't get that land from your hands in the end, you would be dead.
150 million? He adds an 8-sound box to 150 million?
Judging from his bid, although this guy wants to do whatever he wants. At least he believes that he is artistic.
It sounds like you have changed a little about him.
I have never had any opinions on him, my G. He is just an elusive person.
Is this where he is interesting?
Indeed. I admit that he is not the kind of boring art merchant in the traditional sense.
It is already good to hear such an evaluation from your mouth, and it is rare to have an employer that you are not so disgusted. After that, do you plan to continue with his contract?
It's not clear, but I will consider.
Speaking of which, we should thank him. If it wasn't for his help, we would not adapt to it so quickly.
Seeing that we saved his division, not polite?
Well,
Hey, Ella, can you come with me?
Of course, what's the matter?
That's it. My father wants to see you.
Mr. Diaz, why did he find me?
Dad said that some questions want to ask you in person.
Okay, I will see him.
There's also that, during the period, he may be very fierce. Very terrible.
Oh, he planned to give me a Miles.
Although he doesn't think so, it is indeed.
Impossible, as long as I am still here. Do not want to participate in our art festival. The art festival is in front of it, and I must guarantee this festival.
But they did not return the medicine back and Raynal did not oppose it.
Who knows what they are doing this? Can you guarantee that they are not malicious? Tekko, why don't you speak?
Daddy, I know they are Raynal, and there are all photos of them and Raynal everywhere in newspapers. I can't help them refute. But that day, my art disease was on the ground, and I couldn't move on the ground. And there was no one around me. I think maybe that moment really came. Just when I was ready to accept everything, they came, saved me, and sent me back to the community. Daddy, many years ago, in that fire, my mood was as desperate. But you are here. Save me. Bring me out of the fire.
How can this be the same, Techno? I am a firefighter. Saving you is to save you. Just my job, nothing. Where are they? Can you guarantee it?
If you are worried, I will find someone to pay attention to them. Let them see what we are doing, okay, Father?
Techno, why are you so stubborn? You make a guarantee for them. If you really happen to, the first thing you blame is you.
Please, Dad, I won't let them make trouble.
Alas, come again. Every time you have controversy with me, you start to cocathus.
Please, please, Dad.
Okay, don't use it.
But this set was obviously very useful.
What do you say? In the past, your hair was not red and green. You are not dark on your body, and you do have a rigidity when you go. You child. Oh, isn't it good before?
Snort.
Forget it. Don't pour. Let the women leading come to me. I have a few words to say to her.
Come here.
No, go to that beach. Miss Ella, do you know why I look for you?
Shouldn't it look at the scenery?
You do things under Raynal, and you must see a lot of beauty. This ordinary beach cannot enter your eyes.
It is hard to say that behind a garbage alley is a clean, sandy beach. Even if the sun is about to go down, the light is much better than the community. I am quite surprised.
There is no way for light, and there are many buildings in the community. There were more garbage piled up here than in the alley. After the management was in charge, I personally took people to clean it up. If anyone dares to lose it, I will be taught by me severely. I think, as long as people who come to Dossel should have the opportunity to enjoy their own beach time. I might. Right, Miss Ella?
Mr. Diaz, I am not here to lose garbage. I just want to sit down and see the scenery like you. There are no exaggerated noise here, nor the overwhelming casino advertisements. Just a clean beach. I like it very much.
The quiet here is just because there are always strong winds, so no one will develop.
Seeing, the tree here only has long leaves on the side of the back wind. They are strong and can thrive against the wind.
They...
Sorry, my local dialect is not very authentic.
Miss Ella, you say you want to see. Then we have nothing to hide, but remember that when you look at it, do touch what you should not touch. Techno likes to stay with you. Everyone in the community also welcome you. So let me play this blackface. If you dare to live up to her trust and make her sad, even if you fight for your old life, you will have to pay for it.
Mr. Diaz, you really care about Miss Techno. She's just your subordinates, isn't it?
In my life, I didn't get married or a child. After rescue her from the fire, in my heart, she was my child. That's how I said that. You can weigh it yourself.
It is really an old father who loves leisure.
Infectious disease with an indispensable industrial minerals as the source. Hidden onset. Diverse symptoms. Poor prognosis. Cannot be cured so far. It is hard to imagine that if oil suddenly becomes a source of infectious diseases.
Mr. Gustav, are you just talking to me?
Oh, I'm just talking to myself.
I have brought it to you in the instruments and medicines you want. Do you still miss it?
I think it should be enough.
Since the departure of the doc in this community, there are none of the professional medical staff. You can help, and everyone is relieved. Oh, the notes about her disease are left by him. For so many years with illness, he is also... Oh.
Judging from the handwriting on the note, he is a patient and meticulous doc.
We all miss him. Oh, and there are people who are looking for. I have asked me to send the news to send your news over. I don't know if the people you are looking for are the people who are looking for, and I just have a few times. But hope is better than not, right?
Thank you so much. But, Messenger, do you have no international long distance?
International long distance.
Misto, I made an appointment to see the doctor today, and the time has arrived.
Oh, you. Hi. This is our new doc, Mr. Gustav.
Mr. Gustav, my mother made bread and asked me to bring to the new doc.
Oh, please, thank her for me. What bread is it?
Croissant.
Croissant. You should think so.
It's strange. No one thinks so.
This is the most standard reading method.
Isn't the recognized standard reading method croissant?
It's ridiculous.
Doc, are you okay? Your face is pale.
Children, what are your symptoms recently?
Why, the two of you, the arms need to be hooked up a little higher, and then you can connect with your shoulders smoothly.
Okay.
Let the two huge to puppets dance together. You really dare to think?
It took me more than half a year from design to production. At this point of view, everyone's thoughts on it.
Do you propose to do this?
No, in fact, the plan was initially proposed by Dad.
Mr. Diaz, unexpectedly, he was actually...
The weather was particularly dry that year when the fire occurred. After the dance hall in the community was on fire, the fire was very fierce, and many people were trapped inside. At that time, it was the father's order and insisted on coming to save the fire, but he did not try his best to save everyone. This incident has become the common scar in everyone's heart, and no one wants to mention it. With pain, no one can dance as well as the day as before. Over the years, many people have come out one after another, and those desires who want to dance have returned to us again. Except for his father. He has always been guilty for those who have not been able to save.
But he took the lead and put forward this plan.
Dad said that since he can't dance with everyone, be the person who calls everyone to dance.
Do you know, Techno? I was surprised when I first came here. The community planning was chaotic. There were a lot of illegal buildings, and the population density was high. It is reasonable to say that fire safety should have a great hidden danger. At the end of the streets, there are reasonable distributed fire protection facilities everywhere, and there are fast evacuation safety channels and stairs in any building. At that time, I was thinking that the guy in control of this place was quite amazing. It seems that I think it's right. What happened? It seems that the arm stopped there.
What happens? Bad. Twisted with the ropes on the puppet body when the arm was shifted. Can you adjust the position after being separated? No. The stuck is dead. Where to get stuck? Send someone to unlock it manually. Some difficulties. The stuck position is in the middle of the 3 and 4 floors, far from the window. Hooked down with a safe cable. Maybe... can you try?
Actually hanging down manually, and from the 8 layers? Is there a lot higher than the puppet's head? Is it too dangerous?
You can only put the rope from the 8 layer. The following layers do not have the right condition to fix the rope.
Can't you control the machine remotely? There is almost no effort to climb the exterior wall of that building.
This puppet is handmade, and the internal structure is complicated. It can only be used by familiar people. Be careful.
Almost. You can get a little bit to the left.
Oh, the technician fell down.
Huh. Fortunately, the safe Sola is okay, People are okay. Can he try again? I'm afraid it doesn't work. That guy seemed to be frightened. His legs were trembling. No, brother. I really can't, I'm afraid. But you are the technician who is the most clear there. It will only be more difficult to change others to get started. No, it's terrible when I just fell. I thought I was going to die. Do you want to find Techno? She is the design of the design. Liquid.
Is that guy okay?
He is okay, but he is afraid. So let me come to you to see if you can try it.
But I don't understand the structure inside.
But isn't this your design?
That's it. But I just designed the appearance. How to achieve the subsequent technology is not within my professional scope.
What can I do?
Techno, can I try it with Foos? We know some construction machinery.
Huh? Miss Ella, Dad? Did he finish talking with you?
Let's go up and try, Techno.
But Dad is not.
Techno, I can. We all have some engineering backgrounds, and we must help.
Are you afraid of this lady? It is on the 8th floor. It is not enough to understand technology alone.
Sir, I used to fall from a high-rise building speed to the ground, which is a piece of cake for me.
No. Don't need to go. Just go by myself.
Techno,
Sorry, Ella. I don't believe you. But my dad and I have guaranteed it, and you can't let you participate in it anyway.
but can you really solve it, Techno?
I will do my best.
Well, can you help me, Maiji?
Of course. What?
Several people were staring at me over there. After a while, they came to chase me to help me block. I went to Foos.
The additional deployment to Father Diaz. Yes, where do you go?
Go above. Techno may not be able to that big guy.
Hello.
Damn. Where is the woman going?
Well, sir, Disturb. There's something to ask you to help me.
Well,
Don't fall here.
Milosa, I brought me from Iberia's mechanical restorationist. Are you still currently seeing it now?
Please invite her to come in.
Mr. Raynal, what kind of object needs to be repaired?
This is the A tone box on the table.
Oh. 15 years ago, the sensational masterpiece was from the hands of the famous designer Alkia. It's so beautiful. I feel a pleasant warmth and tranquility. It is really beautiful to look at the women's faces carved on the lid. How peaceful and beautiful. The compassion in the eyes, and the faint bitterness of the corner of the mouth, which is really beautiful.
Well, lady, no need to repeat it. These days, and I get along with it, and know every detail of it.
Its sound tube was severely damaged, and I didn't know if it could be restored.
The sound tube was damaged by me. I don't need you to restore it. There is Shanlei in the mezzanine of the box. I hope you can retake a new sound tube according to it.
Movement. Pick up the 8 tone box on the table. The man reversed it, and his fingertips gently tied up, and he took off the original panel that was originally stitched into the seam, exposing the folded stripe inside. The yellowed paper shows that it has been in it for some years. Raynal carefully expands it, and placed it gently on the table. It was a handwritten score, with a clear handwriting. How do you know that there are mezzanine underneath?
Because when my mother made it, I was next to it, and I watched her put her note in my own eyes.
Are you sure we want to go up from here to the 8th floor and then fall quickly?
Of course, this is the most convenient path to arrive there.
It is also very dangerous.
Don't you believe in our safety cable?
No, I believe you, but some people here do not welcome us. Once someone is determined to target us, the actions in this way will make us the target of criticism.
You are more words than usual.
You are more irrational than usual.
I just don't want their ideas to end.
Why do you have to worry about these whimsical artists?
Don't you like the word of whimsical? It means that challenge a series is impossible, and finally achieves their own goals, which shocked everyone.
In this way, each of our actions can be regarded as a whimsical creation.
Who can say no?
After your speed falls, your movement is faster, and someone will find us soon. But don't be too nervous. I will fight for you enough time.
Thanks.
It seems that Techno is already wearing a safe equipment. Seeing her grabbing her ears, she doesn't seem to be ready at all. Though now...
Wait a little, and wait for her to fall to the established position. I don't want to collide during the rapid decline.
Hey, A little slower. I fell too fast.
Is this fast?
She was like a small feather, slowly falling.
This is not a good time to laugh.
She arrived. Everything is ready. You can also act.
Turning the safety rope in your hand, Ella turned out the window side, put his toes against the wall, and tried to keep the suspended body balanced in the wind. After waiting for a while, the wind stopped. She released a hand that grabbed the rope, put on the hat that was crooked by the wind, and smiled to the foos in the house. Subsequently, she loosened her other hand, disappeared outside the window, leaving only a section of ropes to hang on the window, and slid quickly.
Alas. Yes. It seems that they are a successful meeting.
Wow, why did you jump down too?
Don't be noisy, focus on. You almost cut a main operation line just now.
What about those who follow you?
Throw it off.
Dad, did NT you warn if you do NT go around?
Well, say it.
So what else do you follow?
Make sure you don't mess up this project.
Do you know what to do? Just talk about me.
How about you?
Well...
When I dropped, I briefly checked the control element on the puppet arm. It was the problem of hydraulic-driven driving. Give me your tools.
They are on it. Hurry up. If it weren't for the woman underneath, they would have caught them.
It looks like my troubles later.
Leader, good news. The rope entangled place is unbuttoned. So fast. Then quickly pulled the techno up. And we continued to assemble the arm of the puppet and the body. She said she was going to stay there.
I said I want to stay here. I will help install here.
Ah, you are willing to help, of course. Can you guarantee that you will not affect the maze? Ella next to you?
Can you say that again? I'll go up for a while to punch your nose.
Keki, Miss Ella. From my nose, can you keep her stay there?
Of course, Miss Techno is a friend who is talking about and is unwilling to let me face the danger of high-altitude operations alone. In addition to grateful, what else can I say?
Look, the puppet's arm began to move again. The person hanging there is Techno. Why are there another person? Who is that? Engineers, technicians, or techno assistant? Assistant, are you sure? Techno has never liked someone to participate in her design. Let me see. No, my eyes were blocked. Hey, friend. Can you recognize it?
Are you calling me?
Yes. You stood there and looked up at it for a while. Can you see who is the person next to Techno?
Do you ask Ella? Things are a bit complicated.
Well, is it wrong? This guy actually took a picture of Techno's head. The last time the person who did this almost bit a finger by her.
So you think she is Techno, friend?
Damn, your guy is quite fast.
Well,
It is a man, and I can still be silent. Get the road quickly. You don't want to be here today, right? Techno, hold on. We will come right away. The woman wants to move you with a hair.
Hold your hand away. What do you want to do?
Your guy will flash from the window. Techno, are you okay? Intersection.
Why are you on the side?
My father sent me to stare at those foreign guys. I heard your screams. What did the woman do to you? Intersection, I will climb down to help you.
No. It's okay. I'm good. That is...
I just took her head.
Is it heavy? What do you call it?
Annie, I am okay. You go back and tell your father. Let him rest assured. I'll watch this woman, and there would be no accident.
Techno, hand over the welding tool, thanks.
Give.
This girl is actually willing to give people an assistant.
Director, since they can cooperate intimately, do you have any questions?
The puppet has been assembled, the leader. Huh. Are you ready? Friends, we came to the most difficult level. Give them a heartbeat. Give them blood. Give them vitality. And give them life. I have been preparing for a long time. The team leader, please issue an order. Ladies, after more than half a year of effort, we finally overcome all difficulties to come to this day. Thank you for your persistence. Please listen to each department. Come on, girls. Blink. They woke up.
I have imagined this picture countless times. On the leaflet, in the description of everyone, the draft drawings. This is difficult to achieve, so I accept their imagination, and I have different imaginations, and I accept them that they cannot satisfy my fantasy.
What now? You saw it with your own eyes.
I can only say, all this far beyond my imagination.
Looking at the two huge puppets that were constantly blinking, Iana was once again shocked by their beautiful face and fine structure. When they sat there, they were two beautiful artworks. But when they moved, they were the two most beautiful girls here. Their thick eyelashes were lifted, and then quickly hang down, blocking their eyes, and Iana couldn't see it a few times to see it. Suddenly, one of them lowered his head and turned to Iana. After lifting the low eyelashes, he didn't fall down, and his gaze looked at Iana. It was a pair of orange-red pupils.
Why is her eyes orange-red?
It was the color reflected in her eyes in the sun, and she would dance in the sun.
Oh, the sun dyed it orange-red.
We wanted to make a pair of black eyes. You know, it is very easy to be black. But Techno is unwilling. She feels that black is the most popular color.
No, she said wrong. The color that the sun is not favored is actually white.
In the applause and cheers, the puppet began to stretch his limbs. Each joint activity needed a group of people to do his best to roar and pull the rope. I count 1, 2, 3. Pull! The puppet traced his knees and took a step forward. Okay, I'll 1, 2, 3. Put it. The puppet waved his arm and gently wiped the side of his body. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Come again. The road where the onlookers were opened. They passed through the residential building with a brisk step, and occasionally dwarfed their lower body through the corridor between the two buildings. Eventually, they stopped on the central square of the community.
1 to 3.
Thanks, friends.
Do you want to change places to enjoy this performance?
No, the viewing effect of this window is good. Let me see time. It's almost here.
The sky gradually dull. Andy, Anna gradually rose from the distal end of the city, and the moonlight shot the cement land like the ice lake in winter. Two puppet dancers rotate on the ground. With the rhythm of the sound plate, their bodies either stretch or curls, and each inch curve shows it in the moonlight. From the high-rise buildings, under the eaves, the alley, there are still a few dim windows, and the sound of music pour out. This is an impromptu ensemble. No rehearsal, no command. The sound of music just flowed with the dance of the puppet dancer. And the dancers moved to the skirts. Flying between them kept catching the notes flowing to their feet, and converting them into wonderful dancing. The tall puppet lowered his head and stared at the people at their feet. Those who are as light and small like feathers follow their dance steps. Jump in the air, and then
Do you still think I'm ignorant now?
It's worth it. They do foresee such a scene, right? That's why he is willing to help them.
No, I have never conceived that in advance that is not fun.
Alas, awesome, who taught you to blow the piano?
It has a mother. My mother can blow the piano, dance, paint, and bake the delicious croissant bread. My favorite mother.
Although I admire the omnipotent lady, I still have to say that I should read croissant.
Huh?
Forget it. I got a cup of coffee.
Mr. Raynal, I checked the 8-tone box carefully, which took a few weeks to completely repair. But at present, I retake a small part of the sound barrel according to the score in the mezzanine. Do you have to listen to it? A melodious music poured out of the box and brought Raynal's memories to the afternoon of more than 10 years ago. He was posted behind the door and eavesdropped the dingling sound from the mother's workshop. It is speculated that it should be a cradle for the fixed tunes repaired by this small paragraph.
Very simple song.
Well, so I was surprised when I heard it for the first time. I remember that in previous works, the melody used by your mother is often a beautiful masterpiece.
Because this song was written by herself. She is not a professional composer, but as a mother, she wrote this cradle of not colorful for her children. There is nothing special.
But at least for that child, it is special. Mr. Raynal, you have been staring outside the window. What is there?
Nothing, but the moon rises.
Last night, a pair of huge puppets appeared in the street art community in this city, and its exquisiteness was enough to make everyone who saw them dazzled. The artists in the community designed and produced this pair of puppets. In yesterday's rehearsal performances, they danced in the moonlight. We can see that in the shot picture, under the fine control of the residents of the community. They dance and be smart, as if they are real people. As we all know, the community lies a large number of gangs and tramps, and the crime rate is high, and no one dares to approach. But last night's performance attracted many people to watch. Next, let's give the picture to the reporter to see what the audience said. Boss, come to ice cream. What? Sir, what are you doing when these two puppets appear? I was running, and suddenly I saw a huge face between the two buildings, which scared me to sit directly on the ground. Later, I was brave and stepped forward to watch the whole performance. After reading my legs were still trembling. But this time it was not scared, but was shocked. Okay, sir. Thank you for being willing to accept our interviews. From the posture of this gentleman's walking, he is telling the truth. Now let's take the camera to the artists who live here. Ask why they created such a huge pair of puppets, and what kind of story to tell us. Ladies, sir, please, that at the end. Everyone? Oh, look at the girl who just walked. She is the core figure here. Little girl, please stay. I heard that you are the chief designer of this performance. Such a young age is responsible for this big age.
Enough. You have to ask what you want to ask. I still have a hurry.
What we want to know is very simple. Why did those two puppets appear here? It's such a big chapter that attracts everyone's attention to this community.
A few years ago, we had the buildings burning in the fire, and we didn't see a few people seeking their sights here.
Fire.
Sure enough, no one remembers. Our puppet performance was to commemorate the fire and commemorate friends who left our friends that day. To this end, we deliberately set the opening time on the same day of the fire.
But the opening ceremony of the Crystal Art Museum, which has received much attention, was also selected on the same day. Will this put pressure on you?
There may be before the rehearsal, but now there is basically no.
On the day of the official opening of the art festival, the performance effect will only be even more sensational. I don't think that the opening ceremony of an art exhibition hall can be divided into autumn. Regardless of what kind of gimmick powder, in the final analysis, the opening ceremony of the art museum conveys to everyone, but there is only one thing. That is the business of Mr. Raynal as a businessman.
Why turn off the TV, Milos? I'm watching it.
You should go to sleep for a while.
Don't be sleepy at all, Mil.
Go to sleep.
Milos, why are you looking at your face? Why not be happy for me?
Go to sleep, Rain.
10 years have passed, and the birthday gift that should have belonged to me finally returned to my hands, and I was really happy.
Seeing your mess now, your words have no persuasiveness in me.
That should be the 8-sound box that should be given to me. Before the birthday, she said she would send me one. But the old bastard is very unhappy. How can she create a work that does not produce any economic benefits? She is a genius and a star. Her work is destined to be placed at the exhibition How can she put it on a boy's bedside table and unknown?
But it returned to your hands. After many years, it eventually returned to the original master.
I like it very much, and I like it even if it is changed. Milos, what about her? Will she like my return gift?
She can't help everything you gave her. Why not speak?
I really want to sleep for a while, Milos.
I see you saying on TV, you shouldn't be so sharp in front of the media.
Daddy, since you proposed to engage in that huge puppet, you should not worry about whether our limelight is too much.
Alas, Techno, I just received a letter from the government office, as mentioned above. If the festival can be held successfully, there will be a Litania cultural exchange delegation in the future to visit our puppet performance.
What do you mean? We might be able to get the government support.
It may be more likely to be controlled by them. Mullets, businessmen, and politicians. There are only many people staring at this land. These concerns came too quickly and too suddenly, and I was a little pressured. My back is not generous enough.
Daddy, don't say that. Before you come here, even if you burned the fire for a day and one night, no one asked, and even a report was not. In the past few years, it is because of you that everyone can live in peace and sound. Your hard work, and all of us see it. Do you have done so much for us? Isn't it just to let everyone go to the sun to dance? We are only one step away from the goal. Why are you worried about your father?
Let me think about it again. Techno. I can't let you go to the sun without protecting. Mr. Milos, you and Mr. Raynal see the public performance in the street art community. You choose to hold the opening ceremony of the Crystal Art Museum on the same day when they hold the art festival. Their successful rehearsal may be divided into a lot of attention that should belong to you. Will this make you feel stressed?
Let me lead.
Mr. Milos, please answer our question.
Today, we don't plan to answer any questions.
Mr. Milos, is it a manifestation of your pressure to keep silent? Please don't get closer, lady. Mr. Milos.
Is Miss Ella?
Well, she is waiting in the exhibition hall.
I want to talk to her. Don't let people get closer to us. Waited for a long time. The reporters outside were almost blocked.
Mr. Milos, why did you suddenly recall me from the community?
You get along well with them, right?
Yes. People living there are very strong. Some of them can still maintain a vigorous creative desire even if they are dragging the disease. Although the title of Artist of the Current World has flooded, I must admit that they are some people who really love art.
What about Raynal? What do you think of him?
He is an interesting person.
Is this just that?
Unfortunately, I can't see those in him.
You once told me that Mr. Stefan's portrait may. You feel uncomfortable. You have never seen him, and he himself is 100 times the discomfort. If it weren't for him, you should have seen those ones in the eyes of Raynal. As Kazimiri's most well-known art merchant, Stefan will do everything possible to do everything to threaten economic control from speech attacks and violence. To let the cooperative artists create according to their wishes. Even his wife, Raynal's mother.
Without creators to endure these, she must be very painful.
The lady even destroyed her work to express her resistance. But a week later, the incomplete statue was decorated with a deep philosophical significance in the auction room.
She should leave.
She can't throw her child to that big bastard, especially a child who is very similar to her.
Cool. At this time, you let me sympathize with him. What is it for, Mr. Milos?
You are a keen person, keen to be almost pointed. The opening ceremony of the Crystal Museum was set at the day when Raynal's mother left, which had a special significance to him. Maybe you and your team can help him a little. Not for a long time, even if you just let the two activities staggered for a day.
Sorry, Mr. Milos. Please reject me. If you see the news, you should know that that day is also of special significance to the people in the community.
You should try. The words just now are not requests, but reminders. No matter how shocking their puppet performance is, on that day, it will be said in front of the opening ceremony of the Crystal Art Museum. You'll wait.
Did you just go out?
Well, I went out to meet Miss Ella.
What did she say?
She refused.
Unexpectedly.
Then you let me call her over.
If she did it, the puppet performance could still be preserved. Perhaps one day in the future, it would become the iconic performance here as those people wished.
But it will not be that day.
I have to pity them and waste the time, hard work, energy of this performance. To be honest, if there is not a conflict of time, I would like to watch their performance in person, compared to those rice dregs that have been chewed thousands of times under the bottom of the building. The creation of those guys is more interesting.
In recent years, I've rarely heard you say that you like a work.
Yes, go with them. It's just a pity. No matter how shocking a piece of work was at the beginning, it is impossible to compare with a grand death.
The last batch of explosives has been settled. I will make the final adjustment tomorrow to ensure that everything will be done on the day of the opening ceremony.
Thank you for everything for me, Milos.
You're welcome. Do you know, Raynal, when you just talked about destruction, there is something flashed in your eyes. Like you talked in front of me about the things in your eyes when you create.
It's just similar.
But for me, it is enough.
Who came from? Do you have to have this time?
Forget it. Let me pick it up.
Why did you take a phone call for so long?
The opposite has been talking about.
Who is it?
That captain.
What did he do?
Why is it? That community.
Okay, call me the phone. Hey, Mr. Mateo. Hello. I am busy now. What's the matter, and talk about it later.
The man hung the phone sharply, and then pulled the phone line fiercely.
Booker, is there anything wrong?
Miss Candela, Mr. Captain seems to be unable to sit still.
After being played by Raynal so many times, can he not sit still now?
Our people came over and said that he intends to use force to get the community.
Martial arts on my boundary. Where is his courage?
Someone in the United Government supports his actions. And now he has the right to transfer the military forces of all the joint government in the city.
These guys are getting longer and longer.
Do we want to take action to stop?
Let's not move for the time being. The group of people in the community often sings against the municipal government as much as possible. If they can really solve the matter there, it can help me. But you have to keep staring at all times. Mateo is short-sighted and greedy. With such great power, I don't believe that he will not move some crooked brains.
In addition, Miss Candela, do you plan to go at the opening ceremony of the Crystal Museum a few days later?
Alas, that's also a love that is wrong. I won't go. Just send someone to send congratulatory gifts.
Then I went down first.
Wait, there is one more thing I need an Ento to do. You remember telling him.
Raynal, do you remember me? We met a few years ago. I have a deep impression on your excellent memory. That night, you have been talking about that statue, from its creators to several collectors of hand. You remembers.
Well, don't forget it easily. Indeed, it is one of my advantages.
If you don't see it for a long time, your changes are really great. It has faded the green, and it has become more and more style of your father.
It's a pity that he left early and couldn't see everything I was doing.
Don't be too sad. When the child makes a great cause to surpass his father, even if his father can't see it, he will be proud of his children.
Oh, I hope he really will.
Mr. Kowalski, I have just been looking for you.
Hey, Chetty, how are you okay recently? In the exhibition hall under the building, I just reached to wet mural in Iberia. You are running around all year last year to collect these masterpieces.
That's all last year. Today I plan to buy as much ink paintings from Yango as much as possible.
Unexpectedly, the investment wind direction of you changed so fast.
This is Raynal. You don't know. Where's the investment wind direction faster? It is our heart that Mr. Caddy becomes fast.
This sounds interesting.
He changed a new wife this year, and the lady liked Tink painting very much. Since you mentioned this, some things I talk about, Mr. Kurversky. I want to shot those wet murals as soon as possible. I do want to know if you have any way. Mary hates the collections left by Catherine.
There should be some ways. I will try as much as possible.
Don't be humble. You are the son of Stan von Kurversky. Your father will take all my hands in less than half a month.
Ah, sorry, Mr. Raynal. I didn't notice that you were standing here.
What about your woman? Can't you see the 3 big-lipped people stand here?
Everyone, she is my new bodyguard, and I will teach her later.
Do you need to change your clothes now?
These wines are really uncomfortable and lost. All of them. Thanks to your glass of wine, I will suffocate.
Don't thanks what should be done.
I thought you wouldn't come here today. Tomorrow's puppet drama will be officially launched. Shouldn't there be a lot of things?
Our contract has not ended.
What a moving contract, Spirit. After the end, where do you plan to go?
Are you back?
Oh, do you say those scars? Nothing. Some rebellious costs.
After the contract is over, we plan to leave Dossels and continue to find our missing teammates.
In this case, we may not have any chance to see you. If I have not been restricted by the contract, you will have left it.
I am not a worry-free employee. You can endure me and make me feel surprised. Thank you for your help to us. I hope everything will be good in the future, Mr. Raynal.
You want to bring me something to give me something?
Well, a record was sold to me by a singer in the community.
I seem to be a bit impressed by the name above. Oh, remember that he scolded me last year.
I don't know this. I just think you can listen to the song inside.
It doesn't matter. Don't be nervous. I have gone back.
What did you do?
I bought a lot of copyrights he created from his previous company, and then gave it to his most hated saliva, Song Pop and adaptation.
I stay here in the album. If you want to listen, you can listen.
Yes, he did call him a few days ago. I pulled the phone line. I asked you to give me some time, and I will find a way to get that land. Our development plan must be carried out on time. Sir, you know, I have always been loyal to you. I am not attentive about this matter. It is indeed a tricky thing. The merchants who squeezed the development right were unwilling to cooperate, and it was useless to be soft and hard. We also tried directly from the community. But the people there were some hard stubbles, and we had lost money. No, not an excuse. The situation is really like this. And there seems to be another group of people in the joint government, and I dare not act. It is incompetent and failed to find out their origin, so I boldly ask you, what clues are there? For example, who wants to divide the docils from your hands? No, I am not questioning your status in the united government, but there is such a possibility. Do you want me to do it regardless of letting go? Can this work? If you really offend, who is offended? Okay, with your sentence as a guarantee, I will not worry. I will live up to your expectations.
Captain, do you even know the origin of those people?
He didn't know, but he didn't care. He granted me the highest command in Docile City and motioned me to solve the matter as soon as possible.
Candela,
The gentleman said he would do it.
if the gentleman is willing to help himself, the problem will definitely be solved. But you... How do you look unhappy?
If you think about it carefully, what kind of subordinates need to help the superiors to help?
Deeply trusted?
Of course, it is a subordinate. I originally wanted to make a development plan in front of the gentleman. This is okay. I am afraid that now he just thinks that I am a fool who is waiting for him to wipe his buttocks.
When he gets that land, things are done. Maybe he will not account for accounting.
I couldn't gamble. Maybe a younger position was rising fast, and I heard that he was coming here. If I do NT want to be replaced, I am not enough to get the land, and I have to have some additional merit.
Is there any idea?
Of course, after thinking about it for a while, Reynold tested me 3 times as a fool. If I don't respect something, wouldn't it be too much? If you can swallow together with the art museum. There was 1 or 2 days before his opening ceremony, in such a short time. It seems that you can only do a little more hard, taking the most dangerous road.
Weird. It's so weird.
Ernesto, I think the lights in your warehouse are on. Have you not slept yet?
Alta, please enter.
Are you still busy, community? These days are indeed busy.
Alas, it is just a matter of the community, and I have enthusiasm to do it. It has some human debts that have to be repaid.
Is it owed when looking for medicine last time? Can I help?
What do you want? No, it is a private thing.
Doctor, do NT carry something alone and say it in time when you need it?
Rest assured, it's not a big deal. You should rest early.
Forget it. You have always been like this. Everything is hidden in your heart. You can't see it at all, and others can't help.
You really think about it, Alta.
Where do you think about it? If you have been doing this, others will only miss you like this. I am gone. You remember to rest early.
Cole, it's not a matter of helping you to help and drag you into the water. This can't blame me. Strange. How did such a large number of explosives disappear as soon as they entered the city? On the 20th, there is a batch. On the 3rd month, there is another batch. At the same time, there was a group of raw materials for brewing. It was delivered in the guise of wine transportation? No, the route is not right. The 4 checkpoints cannot be discovered. Those goods will not be checked at all. Very expensive. No one dares to act. Luxury. Famous wine? But those are not expensive enough. In the current docils, it is not the tens of millions of billions. No. I have to go to the Crystal Museum to take a look.
Hey, what's wrong with you? Crying there for a whole day? I am unlucky all day. I met strangely shifting spectrum today. What I took is obviously a trumpet spectrum. Why is there a bass score on it? What did the composer think? When I started to cue, I suddenly remembered that there was a long empty shot on the point of view, and there were a few tones in the middle. Are there any prompts on it? No. When I counted, I found that I was wrong in the middle, and it was almost when I entered. It was a very loud sound. Everyone stopped to see me. Why? The composer do not know how to write the score of the trumpet at all. Alas, this. After rest, it will be fine tomorrow. Really? Tomorrow our art festival will officially start. Thesing, it feels a little nervous. If you can't sleep, can you get up and help me change the manuscript? Isn't your manuscript finished painting long ago? Yes, but the software card was closed yesterday. When it was buffered, I went to a dinner. When I came back, it would. Ah, wait, it's enough to say. Don't talk about it anymore. Stop your mouth. Wait, your head is smaller. My board is at your hands. Intersection. No, it's gone. Why am I so unlucky today? According to the report, the sniper crossbow player has occupied the heights and no one discovered. Waiting instructions. What time is this all day? Okay, there is still some time. Go to the city to have a drink. Ouch. Who has so no public morality and put such a big stone on the road? His. What's wrong with today? Drinking cold water is also stuffed with teeth. Tomorrow, you have to find a diviner to count a hexagram and transfer. Sorry. Please go back, and now you are prohibited from going out. Who are you? Why stop me? Please go back, sir. Hey, what are you doing? Who sent you? Please don't approach, sir. Sue. More and more soldiers in uniforms emerged from various streets, standing outside the community, with severe compaction and weapons in their hands. Several lacquer trucks passed by in the middle, rolling up a few dusts. They trained to remove the things on the car. Even if the sky had begun to become dim, the thing was dazzling enough. In front of everyone, a rolled scarred iron wire shop was launched to surround the entire community. What are you going to do? Sir, just a routine fire inspection. You don't have to panic. I hope that everyone can cooperate with our work. We will be grateful. Dad, a lot of soldiers came outside, set up a wire mesh, and was stunned under the building.
Soldier, what are they doing?
They came with authorized documents to say that they would thoroughly investigate the hidden fire hazards here. What? Intersection.
Is this a soldier managed? Shouldn't it be those silly government officials who come to do it?
Techno, you take the elderly and children in the community to leave here and go to the office of Rhode Island to find Ernesto. Others copied the guys and me. Today we don't want to sleep well today.
I want to stay here.
Your source stone skills are the best of us, so give them to you and me. Techno, remember that I will explain to you. Protect those people, no matter what happens. It takes this man.
Okay, Dad.
What are the people who come here? Diaz Gonzalez. I remember you. After retiring from the SEMA's army, you came to Dawsels to become a member of the municipal fire department. After staying in the fire station for 5 years, there were countless times in the fire, and the number of honors was unclear. Why are you falling to this started place now? I am a firefighter. No matter where I stay, I do the work of fire prevention and disaster relief. The fire of luxury hotels is fire, and the fire in the streets and alleys is also fire. As long as it is fire, I can save it, and I will save it. Oh, Diaz, you are a pedestrian. You will definitely cooperate with our work, right? With this said, you have a clear idea of your mind. On the bright side, it is fire inspection, but it is actually just to catch people. We are also thinking about the safety of here, and you don't want to repeat the fire a few years ago. Get out. I will worry about things here. You can't turn your hands to draw. Alas, no, Diaz. The performance of this art festival has attracted the city's attention. The matter here is not just your business. We come here to ensure that your performance will not have a bad impact on everyone's life. I said, rolling. Hey, daughter. You still don't understand the situation. Since you want to check, how can we not be prepared? Check well for hard work. Do not let go of each dangerous source. If someone dares to stop our examination, it is to endanger public safety. Do it directly. We do need to be polite. Yes.
This group of mixed books. This damn mixing.
Sister Techno, I'm afraid. Where are we going?
Some bad guys come to the community. It is not safe here. I will send you to Mr. Ernesto.
What about the others? Do we throw them here?
Dad said only let me take care of you. Others. He will stay. They are here. And we have to leave quickly.
What are you doing? Intersection. Check out each electric line of the puppet. As long as there are hidden dangers, let me remove it. I finally set up the circuit. You stop it for me. Get away. It's really eye-catching. This military master. Don't do this. We have to discuss it well. My efforts for half a year. Don't dismantle it. Please don't dismantle it. I care about you for a few months, and you will be sent to prison for deliberately destroying electricity safety and disturbing power supply order. Don't. Rough mouth. Crying and annoying. Don't. What is this place? The old nest of these guys. Unexpectedly so clean. The report is that the 2 puppets are outside the window, and they can be encountered as soon as they open the window. Look at the 2 big guys. How many foam plastics and wood are filled in? What if this is the fire? Disassemble. Remove me. You mixing. You must not die. Intersection. Really, a group of things that are everywhere. No education. Well, leader, what do? Intersection didn't you let you bring these guys to the open space outside? What do you eat? He has been struggling with these people, and it is difficult for us to control them. He came up with his head like that just now. You are stupid. You see, how honest he is now, right? Beasts, you are you animals. Don't hurry to get them away. Such a large 2 puppets can be worked hard.
Not far ahead is exit. Those guys should not think of it here. Old man is slipping on the ground, I help you.
Well, Techno, will we come back later?
Of course. This is our home.
But those people came, smashed and dismantled, waiting for us to come back. It took a long time to restore the house.
They will pay for it, I swear. When I come back, I will help everyone restore the bad things, I promise.
Come on. There is still a long way to go away from the office. Grandma, I will also help you.
Everyone follows.
Techno? Come on in. Why are you here?
Where is Ernesto? I have something to find him.
He said that there was a private affairs before, and he had been out alone and he hasn't returned yet. Only Miss Ella and I are here. They just helped sort out the supplies that they would take to the community. What happened?
The people of the United Government surrounded the community and destroyed our art festival performance through the name of fire inspection. Dad asked me to bring them here to hide first.
Techno, what is the situation now?
Miss Ella, I don't know. The sound of their smashing things everywhere on the way. Many people are crying. I don't know if they are injured.
These bastards.
I have to go back quickly. I don't worry about Dad. He stubbornly said that he wanted me to go first, and he came to deal with those people. But his body is not as good as before. Older, his mouth is not forgiven. I have to go, Miss Ella.
Don't cry, Techno. Let's go with you.
We will help you.
Doc will stay to help take care of those elderly people and children, you can rest assured.
Ella, the person brought by Techno is not a big deal. I can't use me here. It should be the people in the community. Let me go together.
This ventilation pipeline is too long. The body is full of gray cough.
How about Dad? Can you come down?
Our list seemingly stuck. You climbing these ventilation pipes is very suitable, and is very difficult for me to go in.
Now that I am surrounded by the water, there are also people guarding the way out of the way. Except for climbing the pipe with me, there is no way to come in.
Foos, what is the deployment?
The situation is more complicated than imagined. There are a lot of troops guarding outside the community. I cannot continue to follow up. But the bomb has been set up. You can start at any time.
Cool.
What is the situation outside the window?
The number of soldiers who came far exceeded me imagined. Everyone was taken by them.
Is anyone injured?
Have...
Someone?
No. Rest assured, no.
That's fine, that's fine.
Ella, there are snipers upstairs. We have to solve them first. Doc, you and Techno stay here. Wait for our signal to act again.
What are you looking for, Techno?
The memory of everyone's design is inside. They destroyed our puppets, but as long as the memory is still there, it can be recovered sooner or later.
I'll help you find it.
Yo, I was thinking about being lazy and smoking, but I didn't expect to hit a few sneaky beasts.
He gave me a clean up. You go to the storage just on the top layer of the cabinet over there.
Children, you still let your friend come. Just rely on your small body. Afraid that you can't even touch my hair.
Alas, why do you mess with her?
Haven't your mother taught you not to underestimate others? I have to beat you hard.
Oh, my feet.
What kind of kid? Is it a child short?
My nose.
Children, your uncle's friend.
Well, there you are.
I touched it out. Did the memory find it?
Bad news. There was nothing on the top layer of the cabinet, and the memory was taken away.
So, who is it?
Don't stare at me, Mr. Diaz. Said that you can cooperate with you. So many people are injured now. How bad. Alas, who do you still have his face to see now? Press me down. You guys really ruthless. If there are enough people with enough people, you will have to deal with your axe today. Well, tell you a bad news. We found many hidden dangers, especially the pair of puppets. If they are turned on, they will seriously affect the power supply of the entire community, and even the surrounding neighborhoods may be affected. So I specially let everyone concentrate here, and give everyone a warning. Who made you come? Many people remember here. There are also many people who want to drive us away. But those people will only come to us. What we are doing, they don't care at all.
After you go, the first goal is to destroy the 2 wooden dolls. Remember, you must be in front of everyone. Broken water, power off, and drive away. That's all to do later. Now, we have to mess with them, irritate them, and then let their anger burn along the lid. I will wait for your good news there.
Except for that person. Except for that guy. Since you have the answer in your heart, Mr. Diaz, why should you ask another sentence? Our people all come together. Take, as the officer ordered. The soldiers waiting beside them were embraced, and the puppet's body was quickly disassembled. The production materials and internal lines were scattered, leaving only 2 heads leaning together. Their ones falling off from the eyes, exposing the broken line inside. The crowd is silent, and many people don't look at it. They don't dare to see it. Only Diaz. He never missed his head, and looked at the savage in front of him without blinking, his eyes cracked. Oh, by the way, I found this in a cabinet. Memory. I have found someone. Your design original manuscripts are inside. And there are some other miscellaneous things. There are enough things you ruined today. Don't you even plan to let go at the end? We have to put an end to all hidden dangers, Mr. Diaz. There was an incredible sobbing in the silent crowd, and stubbornly couldn't help but lower the eyelids as Diaz mixed the account and returned it to me. Who? Intersection.
What?
Damn, it was snatched away. What do you eat? Who put this girl over? Give me her. Honestly, make things out.
Let me go.
Still, do you want to perform surgery? Give me something.
Alas, don't think about it.
Dare to kick me? Intersection course. He was kicked on his face by Techno, and the officer was furiously pushed her to the ground, trying to force it. But the Jurin people never let go of the hand that tightened the memory. After several attempts, the officer gave up. He stood up expressionlessly, and then raised his feet and stepped on Techno's hand. 1 foot, until the flesh is blurred under the feet. Nothing? Let go of it.
No, don't loosen. Yes, there is the ability. Just come to get it.
Just as the officer raised his knees again, a bouquet of red light shot from upstairs, shining in his forehead, and emitted a small red dot.
Do you step on it? If you want to feel the 3 different bullets hit your body at the same time, then step on.
How do you run so slowly?
Because I jumped directly from the 4th floor, I really fell to death. Techno.
Snort.
Leaving here with your person. Sir, otherwise you will say that you will be more than just bullets.
Forget it. What should be done is also completed. There is no need to consume you here. Notify others. It's time to evacuate.
Why are you here?
Where is Raynal?
Playing golf on the balcony. Wait, Miss Ella.
Sorry, the ball just hit you. What are you so angry?
Yesterday, Diaz's community had an accident.
An accident. What's up?
Their art festival performances have been destroyed, don't you know?
What is your tone of the sin?
Milos once found me and said, I hope I can persuade people in the community to postpone their art festival performances and don't hit the time with your opening ceremony.
That's right, I asked Milos to talk to you. So you think, because you didn't agree, I asked others to do this?
When I was a bodyguard by your side, I saw Milos to find the captain to talk about cooperation. The warehouse he transported the drug was under your name. It seems that your relationship is not as nervous as it shows, and he is even on the invitation list of your opening ceremony. There were a lot of doubts that I didn't investigate at the time, but now there is an accident. I have to ask you.
Tell me, Miss Ella. Did you ask me with the answer in your heart?
I have no preset answer. I want to listen to your explanation.
No. I took the initiative to find him to cooperate with him. But I want to see his joke. So many people have suffered in that community. I think maybe that guy can also suffer under them.
What?
This is indeed the case, no matter if you believe it or not. I have not instructed him to do this.
Maybe your original intention is not the case. But have you ever thought about the consequences of doing this, Raynal? You let the leader of an armed forces directly face a group of unparalleled community civilians.
I didn't expect the result.
But you don't care at all. In order to place your huge self, you built this gorgeous art museum. Isn't this enough? Why do you have to provoke those who have no dryness with you again and again? Why? Do you need to rely on these to prove your sense of existence, Raynal?
Enough, Miss Ella. You should leave.
Mr. Milos, I always want to ask, do you have enough space to breathe around such a behemoth?
Go out.
Enough, Miss Ella. If you insist on finding a culprit for this tragedy, then you should do it. You should leave, Ella.
The man stood up and fixed, and he no longer ignored Ella. A curve was drawn in the air. It was 1 meter away from the entrance of the hole, but Golf changed the original route strangely and slid into the hole. Ella picked up a ball from the ball and raised it in the sun.
I noticed before, no matter how tricky the ball you played, the weird, parabolic line will eventually fall into the cave. Mr. Milos, as the closest Raynal, can you tell me why? So, have you tried a shot of your own ability in your life, Raynal? A real curve waves in the air.
I have tried many times.
How is the result?
I was struggling, and there was no hole in that grassland at all. I was just few.
That's so regrettable.
After sighing, Ella threw the golf ball in his hand, and after rolling on the lawn for a few laps, the ball slowly rolled into the hole.
How about it? Is it done? Okay. Even the timing of retreat has been very accurate. Come to Dossel's for so long. For the first time, I felt that you made things very beautiful. Which for people, don't worry, isn't that little person who hurts you seriously. The entire community is now probably bloody. They can't stop. Come back. There are more things to do. If this matter is done, you and I are both stable. There are not half of people who are in half, and this time we are all pledged, and we are involved here, giving me a little bit. Yes, everyone withdrew to the art museum, and it was standing at any time after deployment. The more the better. The cost is not worth mentioning compared to our benefits. Oh, otherwise, the last thing, remember to stuff a few brains in the community. The guys who are lingering. The mouth of the mouth. And the fast running. Incite the community. So as not to move the soldiers. I hope that one day is enough for that group of unsatisfactory guys to incite the community.
Captain Changshu took a sigh of relief. Although there are already seats and stages for the opening ceremony outside the art museum, there are not too many people present. I'm so boring. I thought there would be any hot activities. For several hours, how many people do you see? You are anxious. Why are you laughing?
Maybe there will be surprises early.
I can only do this now. Your right hand. It may be difficult to do some fine movements in the future.
Fine action.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Remember to change the medicine tomorrow. If I can go downstairs 1 minute earlier.
Don't blame yourself too much. The people here are much stronger than us, whether it is our speed and physical fitness. It is difficult for us to catch up.
I know, but in front of me, that officer.
Ella,
You are back. Raynal, what do you say?
This incident is not his instructions, but today's situation can't get rid of him.
Are you escaping for him, Ella?
Raynal once contacted the captain and signaled that as long as he could solve the trouble guy in the community, the development right of this land was owned by him.
Isn't this a point?
But he told me that his original intention was just to make the captain who offended him suffer some of them in the community. He knew that people in the community were not easy to mess with.
What it looks like here in person. He actually said such words. Intersection.
Come, Carter.
Even if I can calm down, what about everyone in the community? See how people outside. How can they calm down after hearing Raynal's remarks?
Walking in the center of the crowd, for people felt a strong despair. People sat on both sides of the road, placed in a mess, as if they were drawn away. They were once entrusted by their enthusiasm, hard work, and inspiration. But now, there is nothing left. Looking around, some people slowly raised their heads and stared at each other's face empty. But more people are just sitting in place. I don't know what they can do.
Is it?
Techno?
Is it that the guy's opening ceremony for his own opening ceremony? Letting those United Governments mix of accounts destroy our efforts?
Techno. We need to confirm some things, but I don't think.
Don't think anything? Intersection, you used to be a Raynal bodyguard, and naturally he spoke to him. If you want to say, we should have a teeth. We will go to his art museum now.
Let everyone bring those wreckage, and after arriving at the art museum of Raynal's bastarded.
Don't you think this is too weak?
Weak? What do you want to do?
Perhaps we can rush into the art museum and let Raynal and his little secretary pay for Blee.
Some people in the crowd are arming, and some people want to intensify the situation.
Everyone, please calm down.
But we may not be able to beat them. I have lumbar muscle strain for many years, and I can't do such a fight and chilling. Me too. I have a lumbar disc protruding. The only weapon I can hurt others is my sincerity. My physical body is vulnerable. That. I have been practicing for a few years, but I have bloody blood.
Perhaps the situation has not been exaggerated to that point.
What about our bones? Do you just break your teeth and blood like this? Yeah, I am reluctant. After destroying our art festival, why can his opening ceremony be successfully proceed? Dad, what do you think? Go. Copy the guy. Let's go to that glass house.
Won't we really go to fight?
Mr. Diaz, wait.
No, I let you bring your audio and musical instruments. Since our venue is gone, go to the door of Raynal's art museum to jump. The more those people don't want to see our dance, the more we want to let them see. With a bang, the crowd suddenly became restless, as if the lit match fell into the dry firewood and grass.
Now what?
Let's go together.
Is this? Our goal is achieved? I don't know, but in any case, they are really going to the art museum. The report. The beasts have come out of the hole.
Sir, where should I put this vase?
Oh, in the third exhibition hall.
Thanks.
You go the wrong direction, sir. The third exhibition hall is there.
Sorry, I am new.
After a while, the opening ceremony was about to begin. Do we have to go too? Mr. Milos particularly emphasized that one cannot stay here. Okay. Brothers, let's go.
Strange. A press conference requires everyone to see. Raynal, does this mean? Compared with other places, there is nothing special here. Perhaps...
Take a glass ball from your pocket. Ernesto puts them gently on the ground, and the balls that should have been quiet on the horizontal ground rolled all the way to a place.
The ground has a slight tilt situation. Sure enough, there was no expected. There was a secret door here. Let me guess. Probably this flat painting.
There are 2 hours of press conferences to begin, and people who have already arrived in advance have begun to seat. Do you decide what to say in the opening ceremony?
Not important, anyway. Just a drag time. Just choose the same as those handed in the scheme. I think that virtual art collection is good.
Which of the background pictures during the demonstration? The paintings in the art museum?
Just use Medio's photos.
You humiliate him like this, and you may be furious on the spot according to his personality.
Worried what? I invited him not to humiliate him. Besides, do you think I still care about his little temper?
Compared to the desperate mood of the art museum after the art museum, his anger is indeed worthless.
Those money that invests here, from the grand map of the nuggets of the art market, will be a bombing with this explosion. Those garbage that was fired but not worth the text, those deformed creations that were distorted and expressed in complaint, those who have not been asked, have been thrown in the warehouse, and the real art that will be taken out only when they turn around. See what those who have a profit-seeking picture have done to them. Okay now, they can all find home in the flame.
In the next few years, I am afraid that the entire art market will fall into chaos.
This is what I want. Whenever those investors recall this day, they will be cold, and they will be afraid. They will see the real value of art, and they will no longer dare to degrade art to a piece of goods. And those artists who are painful for this, they can also be relieved from this malformed market. It's a pity mothers and old things are not there.
Reynold,
let me sit with me for a while, Milos. Accompany me to wait for the next day.
It's so dark. There is no light at all. Fortunately, I brought a flashlight. This is this.
Following the light emitted by the flashlight, Ernesto saw that the floor of the dark room was piled up with a packaging bag, and the flammable materials inside were neatly stacked in the wall, layered and stacked to the ceiling. The report of the report. The audience in the opening ceremony has been controlled by us, and Reynold has been tied to the balcony by us.
Okay. Are you all in place?
The 15 trucks we arranged were stopped outside the wall of the art museum.
What do you want to do next?
Yes.
Remember to warn those big and old. Don't break when moving the art on the car. If anyone dares to break a thing, I will break his fingers.
Clear.
Oh, and remember to collect the terminals of those old men.
Then do we also.
You know it very much. I don't care about people, but remember to put it lightly for those artworks. Let's go. I have to go to Mr. Reynold. It's dawn. Does the sunrise look good? No, according to the tone of cultural people like you. Should I ask you, is it beautiful? Are you silent? Don't think that keeping silent can keep you peace. But then again, there is really nothing you need to say. As long as you are sitting honestly here, it is enough to play the victim of a terrorist attack.
Do you plan to make me a terrorist attacker?
You see, this is not opening.
Sorry, my fault. I thought you saw what you saw, but I thought about it again. No, just a coincidence of a fool of a fool.
Look at you. I just pretended to be righteous, and now I started to sprinkle.
No, I have no complaints about this cleverness, because I find that it will only add color to my final creation. Because this is a coincidence, not what you want to do, so I will only thank the fate, not you, Captain.
Very good. You should shut up.
Captain.
What's wrong? Is anyone making trouble?
No, actually. Let's go to the room.
Daddy, are we remembering the wrong date?
You see what the square looks like? There are still many people here. What happened?
Someone saw us and reported to Reynold, and he ran back to the art museum?
This is not Reynold's style. If he really knows that you are coming, he may be angry and may be excited, but he will never hide as you say.
Then...
Terminal? Hello? Ernesto?
It's me.
How about your private affairs?
Alta, inform people of street art communities. At least today. Do not approach the art museum.
Why?
A large number of source stone explosives are laid in the art museum, which may explode at any time. Alta, you have a smile that you laugh. Where are you now?
Everyone. Ella, Techno Diaz, people in the street art community. Everyone is in the square in front of the art museum.
Don't you go quickly.
Sorry, my brother. Because I also have a question to ask you. Anento, why do you know so clearly? Where are you now? Okay, I get it. Let me tell me all the information you know now, Ernesto.
Alta.
Otherwise, I will save you to eyes.
Vegeta. I also let you tell those people not to break the artwork. You just break me first.
Captain, you listen to me first. There are in the broken pottery. There is Yuanshi explosive.
Yuanshi explosion.
And more than this bomb. When the subordinates just went upstairs, I found that the wall in the stairwell was not right. It seemed to have been replenished. It should be said that it should not be like this.
Do you break the wall? Is there a bomb in it?
Not a bomb, but a node that controls the explosion of explosives. In other words, there are more than one place of explosion, and the amount of explosives may be more than I think.
Do you plan to make me a terrorist attacker? I thought you saw what you saw, but I thought about it again. No. Just a coincidence of a fool of a fool.
Cool.
Captain, those things will make the entire art museum open, and we don't even know how those things have burst. Is it artificially controlled or timed? We hurry up and load the existing things, and take away those Y guys' money. This is the case.
Are you willing to leave like this?
The bomb is in the art museum. This is not a problem that is unwilling to, Captain.
This cannot be done. We are the public enemy of the United Government and Dociles.
As long as they can run away, they can't take us.
Where to run? Is the wilderness going? Everyone is divided into hundreds of vouchers and then disbanded on the spot? We are for this?
Not the captain, really. It is a big deal. We are against your abroad.
Bandit.
I just said casually. But we really don't need to accompany Reynolds to go crazy.
Okay, I know. Who else knows this?
Only me. I dare not tell anyone. For fear that the brothers know that the people's hearts are unstable and come to you directly.
You did very well. Let's go. Tell them that you do NT have to move those things anymore. And squeeze the expensive oil and water downstairs, and we immediately withdraw.
Thank you.
Do NT panic. Talk steadily, walk slowly. Do NT let them see the clue. Do you hear it?
The soldier was turning around, pulling his legs downstairs, and suddenly, he heard the sound of the bowstring. He hadn't had time to turn back, and a heavy crossbow penetrated his chest from behind.
Boy, in so many drill camps, so many layouts, so many determination, after breaking so many ways, go to be a bandit? I have no chance to look back. The same as you.
A terrorist attack of stitching.
The rail of the bomb and the captain who controlled the crowd didn't seem to know what the other party was going to do. Anyway, Ernestus said so.
To lunatic. These two people are really crazy. We must be prepared according to the worst possible. And everything is preferred by the hostages involved in the incident. Discuss the specific action plan. There are 5 people in our staff. Iana, Doc Foos, I, and Catapult in Rhode Island.
I have to count me one.
You sure?
Don't forget what I did before. Besides, since the museum is sleepy in the art museum, not only the mixed ball, but not the group of investors, but also so many ordinary people. I have no reason not to go.
Daddy.
No need to persuade me. I must go.
Who wants to persuade you? I also need to go.
You? Even if you and others, they are quite dangerous there.
Daddy, you don't want to think about it except for a firefighter, which one you said is not everyone thought. Everyone listen to me. We are going to save people in the art museum now. This incident is completely voluntary. The person who wants to go is to the front and listen to Ella their command. It doesn't matter if you don't want to go. Hurry back to the community to avoid Medio's hands on our community before finishing the egg and drag us down.
What do you say, Go? I said straight. I'm afraid of death. I don't go. There are many photos waiting for me to take it. I really want to see the group of art investors frightened. Thug, what's so good about farting in urine? What I want to see is the artwork spot by Raynal. I thought those things could only be seen by paying the door tickets for Raynal. Now it is different. We are going to save people. You, if you say that, what do you suddenly take out Raynal's leaflets? This. No. 14. Exhibition Hall of the Crystal Art Museum, no. 2. On the Eve of Minos, Salgan. A manuscript of an unknown poet in Minos. How can such a beautiful poem and such a precious manuscript be bought by Raynal? I learned about Minos for this poem. I will listen to you now. Stop. I can't understand when you carry it. Alas, why did you cry? Think of the poet's bumpy fate. Think about this manuscript. And think about myself. So I'm going. Even if I see the manuscript while the bomb explosion is worth it, I have to go. Intersection.
Considering the number of trapped hostages, we can send most people to evacuate the hostages of being rescued and control the masterpiece in explosive work. Catapult, can Tequila now connect?
No problem.
Mr. Tequila?
Don't tell me you have to break into the art museum with Alta. It is very dangerous here.
We are professionals in this regard, Mr. Tequila. Catapult said that you are trapped in a dark room on the 3rd floor of the east side of the art museum, which is full of source-stone explosives. Noisy downstairs, there should be a lot of people, right?
That's right.
Is there a captain in it? Did they find the ball?
People should have it, but too noisy. I can't hear. And so on.
Mr. Tequila? Intersection?
2 soldiers just passed by the door of the dark chamber. They are discussing how to move the art and load the car.
Okay, we will make plans based on this premise.
I said, can such a small thing really explode to those people inside? Even the glass curtain wall at the art museum, if it is used by Matayo as a command node at the periphery of the art museum, maybe the wall may have been reinforced.
Of course.
But even if you are hanging outside the 2nd floor with a rope, it is outside the wall. Shouldn't you smash the window and throw this thing in?
Did you hear what movement? It seems to be. Obviously 5 sounds. 3 sounds. Regardless of whether he is 3 or 5 sounds. Anyway, we can keep these bunkers until our old death. Those guys can only stand on the square stupidly.
After the layout, it should be withdrawn.
A series of explosions came from the building. Catapult opened his mouth and looked at Foos, and was about to say admiration, but Foos shook her head at her. A more severe explosion occurred in the room. Explosives accurately ignite the explosive storage box inside.
Ella, here is Foos. It is expected that enemies who are defensive will come out immediately. Prepare for the battle. Catapult, we should also move.
Those people, shouldn't it have been turned down by the explosion?
Don't treat your enemies as fools, even if they are really fools.
Enemy attacked. Enemy attacked.
Hugh, what genius.
How can there be a genius? I have only training, reconnaissance, and cooperation between teammates. Add a little technology. It's that simple.
Foos. What is the situation?
It's clean. The defenders were quite slack and were unprepared against our raids, and we did not give them time to notify them.
Well done. It's time to start the raid. Ladies, do not drag the water. Do not react time for the defender. We are on.
Is there any sound outside the outside? Explode. Seems to be. Shouldn't it be the group of lunatic really going yet? Why do you break in? Rescue Reno? Don't think about it. Pick it up. This seems to be the porcelain of Yendo. When you just broke the glass cover, you almost shattered together with porcelain and Sedney. Speaking of which, the captain just broke a bottle and said that he went upstairs to find the captain report. Why hasn't you come back so far? Probably the same time as the first time. Climb the stairs. Otherwise, it is to discuss with the captain to find these things to find the next family.
The grenade has been thrown. It is confirmed that there is no hostage in the room. Priority to suppress the defender.
Seeing ghosts. Why is you? Don't be afraid. Their continuous power is not good. I'm not afraid. I want to find a safe place to call for reinforcements.
Don't think about it.
Alas, the quasi-head is pretty good. It's a pity that your ammunition is too weak, and it's better to be stabbed by the source stone. How about this? Wait, why is you? You guys are really true. Of course we come true. Ayla, what does that sentence come out?
Beautiful, but I have to tell us next time. Doc and Iana, if you continue to move in the direction of a large number of hostages given by Tequila, you must ensure the safety of hostages. Don't act lightly if the situation is not good. After I lead the rest of the members to clean up the soldiers on the first floor, I immediately went to meet you. Clear. Diaz, Techno, let's go. Diaz?
Looking at these artworks, Midas's sculpture Paradolis of Big Gun. Yan goes in ammo color red gold turning bottle. There is also Yusa's writer Sergei K. Cave's manuscript. Let me see which one he is. The headset leaks the power, the mud in the heart. Seeing ghosts, Reynolds' collection is actually this one. He and Mateo really have their own bastards. One is going to blow up, and the other is going to sell. It's just, forget it. Organize it to the guys who come later. Let's go first. Heartbeat. Specific heartbeat. In the dead room, except for the hustle and bustle of the heart of rapid beating, there is only, don't come. I won't open the door for you. If you come in, we will do our best. The sound and sound stopped. She left. Alas, this bridge is scary enough. What is the name of this film? Oh, Art Museum's stunning Sarka's Killing of Killing. The director is still Sarka's living in Colombia. No wonder the big villain is designed to Sarka. It seems that Reynolds' security guards are usually nothing to do. They can only sit here while watching videotapes, while imagining something bizarre killing in the art museum. It's not good to do nothing. The captain thinks that you can do things downstairs to move things. We usually do not recruit him to see it.
It's an accident downstairs. What do you know? Hurry up and report.
An accident?
There's a sound and explosion downstairs. People on the 6th floor have heard it. Why are you going on? Are you blind or deaf? Intersection?
Ask you to make the volume slightly lower. You don't listen. Shut your mouth. I immediately contacted downstairs. Alas, really can't get through.
Can I ask you if I can get through? Intersection. Immediately make me clear about what happened downstairs. Someone was giving me a trouble, and some people rushed out when they hit it. Everything is preferred with art loading.
Don't go. Shiji Wodo. Don't go. No one who went downstairs did not return. That Sarka woman is crazy. I saw her killed everyone in a public toilet and wanted all of our lives. Accompanied by the screams from the TV. 7 or 8 soldiers looked at each other in the narrow control room.
Good news. The Guardians in the control room did not find our drones. Most of the hostages in the room were scared, and it seemed to be robbed by the defendant. But at least there was no casualties, and the mood was also controllable. The defendant has found that the situation downstairs is wrong. He should just talk to his superiors, but obviously no one is willing to leave the seemingly safe control room.
Really good news. You continue to monitor them, my contact Ella. We discussed the countermeasures.
Hello? Gabi, what is the situation? What mess did you go downstairs? I don't know. I don't know. How long have you been? Don't rub it. I just pay attention to the surrounding situation. And now I only arrive at the door of the stairwell. Your voice is trembling. Shouldn't it be scared by a horror movie? Nonsense. Besides, why don't you come? You are always like this. You will push me as soon as you have any job. Come? Gabi. Intersection. No, we can't put anyone to go downstairs. Didn't you see it in monitoring? Intersection, that's our female lunatic didn't even touch her. She just started the phone on the phone. And Shiji Wodo, who was answering the phone, became a stall. A stall.
What is the situation? Do you figure it out?
Report, the person we sent to the investigation suddenly disappeared.
Waste. Intersection.
Go on, Captain. Or you send others to the first floor. We really can't make people.
I continued to send someone without responding. Otherwise, I went to the 2nd floor before I went to the 1st floor.
Don't move. Get out. Fortunately, no one. The people who sent the reconnaissance are gone by one. Is the 1st floor haunted? Don't think about it. Go to sleep for a while. Hello, Ramon? Ramon, you say something. It's broken again. This is already the 4th time. 4 times for people. Every time it is, just get off the building. No one answered. The terminal was thrown in the corner of the room, and occasionally hearing the roar of the captain vaguely from it. But no one responded. Maybe we only send one person every time, becoming one by one. How many people do you want to send to death every time? Intersection. That's our crazy woman's psychological pervert. Murder. She She was at the door. She laughed at me through the access control camera. Maya just hung the walkie. Talkie back. She can't get in. She used me to mediate me. She is going to deduct the trigger. Then she can only break the con. You calm down. Why, how can Miyoyo dead? Surgery? Intersection. Should we... or... look at the disc? The two looked at each other with scattered eyes. The tired soldiers got up, walked to the corner of the control room, and grabbed a videotape into the video recorder. Let's welcome today's guests. Art investors from Kazimiris, Docilus's cultural industry rookie, Mr. Reynold Kerversky. What do? You are sick. I don't know if this band is a video of a TV station. Huyat. Hello. The new audience met for the first time, and the old audience did not see it all day. I am the host of this show, Yu Yuri. I beg you and change another. The host made me a headache. There are 3 plates in total. Do the security only look at these 3 plates? Intersection, does he have mental problems? Intersection. Today's show is a special for all tourists who come to Dociles for the first time. The tired soldiers decisively press the pop-up button. Let's finish watching that move. You guys, Demon guys, when sanctions. 2. I warn you, my grandpa is the big man of Casdell. If you die, you will want to see his witchcraft. Don't laugh so yini. Witchcraft. Wait until the sky is filled with the sun. And wait until all the darkness on the earth is dissipated. Yana will fall into the fighting room of your beast. All the darkness poured into your eyes. That's your... when you die.
Gemini Avatar's copy.
There was a sound of a sting in the center of the room. A soldier with the lips trembling, and tightly folded his eyes out of the screen, and turned around tremblingly. He saw a weird woman who appeared in the room out of thin air. He saw the woman's complexion as pale as her hair. He saw the woman facing herself with the unseen weapon, without having to pass through the camera, and the etching bombs could pass through her heart immediately. He saw the woman standing there, as if she was here, as if she didn't breathe at all. He saw the woman's head on his head. Hello. Don't look back, because I'm in your... behind. Intersection. The soldiers who turned back made a short wailing, which attracted other people's nervous, and looked at his eyes. Don't pretend to be a ghost. Intersection. The soldiers felt that they were hitting, but the crossbow was not hindered, and she maintained the trajectory that passed through the air, passing through the woman's body straight. The woman disappeared so out of thin air, only the shadow of the halo on the head still. Ashawiha. Captain report. Isaka. The enemy is Sarka, which can move spells in space. It is a psychological abnormal, murder, and murdered by the camera.
It's clean.
It's clean.
I don't think it can only cause such a great panic while being attacked by the Gemini avatars.
In the TV corner TV, the broken Sarka was still killing the ring on the screen. Kill. I want to cut off your corner and hang it on the top of the Popol as a wind chime. Thank you so much. If you have any needs for art investment, please be sure to let me.
Don't talk nonsense. Hurry up.
Yes. Why are you carrying individuals? This person was beaten because of resistance, and now he was dizzy, and I was carrying him faster. Yes. There are hard bones in these people. By the way, this is the no. To Exhibition Hall of the Crystal Art Museum. Did you see the manuscripts you want to see? Alas, I have been evacuating the crowd, and forgot this manuscript. The manuscript of the Minos poet. The leaflet is said to be the treasure of the town hall and the exhibition hall, no. 2. Do you know where you are? I just saw it. In the other side of the exhibition hall. I can take you over. Then trouble you. Sir, you can put me down. Aren't you still dizzy? Finger, I carry you fast.
The hostages in the exhibition hall have been evacuated.
Thanks to your Gemini avatars, the process is scary.
I never thought that something would happen to be so coincidentally. It was just a bait. I thought they would pour firepower like the residents of the previous community.
It can only be said that your avatar has a good position. and those defenders have chosen a good movie for passing time.
The defenders outside the art museum have also cleared. What should we do next? Go to the 3rd floor to save an ento.
Wait, you are the one. In short, you are not allowed to approach there anymore.
What happened? Oh, Mr. Milos. It turns out that you are not with Raynal. The situation is urgent, and after saying that there are any extra words, you need to leave the art museum as soon as possible.
Don't plan to make useful information from me.
We don't have that habit, let alone that time.
I hope to make a deal. I will give you some information. I hope you will get these information.
Can you save Raynal? Mr. Milos, without a bomb arranged by Raynal, this terrorist attack may not be established at all.
Raynal has no way to put the bomb full of our museums. He just puts forward ideas. Who is the actual executor, you should know. I know the time limit of bombs, and I know how to remove them the most efficiently.
Do you plan to take us this?
How come? You are not the kind of person you want to stab. I just hope that my cooperation attitude can compete for him.
Well, let's talk about what you know.
We set a fixed time bomb. The starting time is 10 o'clock this morning. To stop the timing, you need to deal with the 4 nodes of the explosive line. One of the 4 nodes in the basement. One in a dark room on the 3rd floor. A staircase on the 6th floor. And a venting well in Raynal's own office.
It sounds a bit of truth.
The node in the basement is the biggest and most complicated. I recommend you to go alone with me.
I go with you.
Well, Techno, you lead others to continue searching for the victims who may hide. Diaz, Catapult, you separate the 2 nodes on the 3rd and 6th floors. And I, Doc. And Diana continue to break through to higher level, win more time to remove nodes on the top floor.
The dark room on the 3rd floor is more difficult to find. Although it is basically directly above this exhibition hall, it is very troublesome to get in the past. I need a paper draw.
No, just come.
An ento.
The dark room was handed over to me in Alta.
The node on the 6th floor is in the staircase, and there is a wall that looks not right. It is easy to break.
Give me. Alas, it's finally here, and the 2 of you are worse. How about seeing the manuscript? Alas, wait. How can you become Eukaryan? When he saw the manuscript, he cried and couldn't get angry. In the end, he seemed to cry directly, so he had to change me to memorize it. Clamp over. Intersection. Doc, come here. Someone here fainted.
It's okay. Just crying. It should be to see the manuscript that is thinking about, and the emotions are overly excited. Let him take a break for a while.
Yes, is it?
This is all my cards. I handed them all.
I see. What if we fail? What if he couldn't rescue him at all?
I stayed with him. I hope you can rescue others before that, Miss Ella. I don't want to have extra people here.
Yes. I have removed the metal shell, which is connected in total. Milos, you lunatic. There are 12 places in the explosion point. What? Is there more than 40 nodes in the basement? Intersection. Forget it. Count after this account. Now just twist the lines one by one, right? No. As soon as you twist, explosives are easy to get out of control in a semi-connected state. I know. Ayla, how about you? How many resistance is there on the 4th floor? Alas. Diaz no longer spoke, wiped the sweat on his forehead, and concentrated on dealing with a wire that was chaotic, twisted quickly, and then unscrewed the joints after the unscrewing. Sealed the header with the barrier material, so as not to short-circuit. He remembered that when he was a soldier in Simbus before, he always made the joints up to screw the joints up to screw the joints up. Diaz frowned, pumped his mouth, and kept his hand. Those things have nothing to do with now. He is just a firefighter now. The line has been twisted almost, and the 2 can completely relieve the explosion risk. He has figured out how the connector was screwed the fastest. The first half was pressed down, and the second half was twisted. Only 7 laps, 6 laps, 5 laps. Give me the old bastard. The 2 captains ran towards the old firefighters with a knife, and 3 crossbow came upstairs. The old firefighter's hand was stiffened and could not move in the original place. We pledged people up.
It's really this old guy.
He resisted very much and hurt someone, but we were not polite and made him a little blood.
Okay, you do well. Go down and work. What's wrong?
Captain, this old guy's all been on the 6th floor, indicating that there must be a lot of them. Cannot.
No? No? Tell you, if this ticket can't be done, we all have to be gone.
Also, what exactly is this old guy doing? The walls are all lines.
Don't ask more. Do your own things. Tell me, Diaz, what is the wind blowing you and your men into the art museum?
Don't know, Matayo. The hostages have been rescued by us, and your men cannot be defeated. Now I am afraid that the entire Dossals knows that this terrorist attack is self-directed and self-performed. In a word, you are over.
Don't want to lie to me.
Don't you feel that you can still go out to change? Those are transportation. Tell you that the trucks you arranged were less than one, and the guards and drivers were controlled by us. Your dream of getting rich should wake up.
What did you say? Intersection.
If you don't believe it, you can ask those who you just sent downstairs. We already know the bomb. Hurry up before the explosion.
Bomb. Reynol, when will your bomb explode? Tell me the time, explosion time. I asked you to tell me the time when the bomb burst, Reynol. Say? Are you dumb? Intersection. If you can't wait to be killed, I can also fulfill you now.
10 o'clock. Convergence, Matayo. What to do after thinking about it. The starting time is very close. If you still have a little reason, you will unlock the restraint in my hand. There are a total of 4 bomb nodes in the building. 3 of them have been demolished successfully under our control. Only the one in the venting well in the Reynol office.
Old things. If you let me know that you are lying, you are over.
The captain scolded fiercely, grabbed the terminal, and strode to the balcony near the shadow of the office. The old firefighter looked up at the sky, and Reynol found a habitual posture, and leaned comfortably next to a huge painting. There was an embarrassing silence on the balcony.
Yes.
It turns out that you can still talk.
How can you know the explosion time of the bomb? Who revealed the message to you?
How? Can't use the explosion to make the investors' money into waste paper. Are you frustrated?
However, it doesn't matter. There is also an explosion node in the ventilation well. Although it is not enough to destroy the artwork downstairs, it is enough to make the art museum become a waste building, and the investors' money is enough.
As a result, the lives of those of us on the balcony are enough.
Compared with the goal I am about to achieve, is that important?
Diaz.
Despite being prepared for psychological preparations, in the face of the scene in front of me, Ella still feels cold. On the side of the stairwell, a large hole was cut out. Many of the metal connectors from it fell to the ground, and at first glance, it was pressed by the people who fell to the ground. The even more awake in the stairwell is the blood on the ground. A blood that has begun to get black starts from the entrance, extending all the way upstairs. Ella was too late to pick up the terminal report, and suddenly there was a shock from his feet.
Damn.
Ella, what is upstairs?
Your worry has come true. The explosive explosion in the semi-connection state has triggered a small-scale collapse.
Is it injured?
I have no problem, but the position of the explosion is not very good. It may hinder it.
Ella has taken a few steps, and hasn't finished speaking yet. The stairs have blocked the stairs tightly in the rubble.
What happened again? What is the situation?
The collapse caused by the explosion strictly blocked the stairs from the 5th floor to the 6th floor. Considering that Reynolds' bastard only designed a staircase at the upper floor of the Crystal Art Museum, the elevator is not running now, and I and you are completely separated. Doc and I have also arrived in the collapse point.
Consider the solution first. Can the debris in the staircase be cleaned by the tools at hand?
Ella tentatively pushed the huge concrete block in front of the push.
It is difficult.
I arrive immediately and wait for me. Techno and Milos are also on the road, and we can definitely find a way to remove obstacles.
But now it is 9:35. We have no time. I break through the upstairs first, and you keep up immediately after you clear the obstacles. If the obstacle cannot be cleaned in time, I will at least find a way to leave with DS safely. Wait, Ella. This is too risky.
Ella, consider clearly.
Let me just say that the obstacle may take more time than we estimate.
Because of this, We can't even look at Diaz's involvement in the explosion, isn't it?
Are you sure?
Certainly. I trust you, and I also trust myself.
I have no opinion.
Ayanadot.
It seems that no one can stop you.
Be careful.
Thank you. Alas, noise? My communication device seems to be out of power. Foos, after this incident is resolved, remember to help me fill the communicator.
It is really enough to have this ghost place. The first time I came to climb the stairs. Now it is the last time, or it is still climbing the stairs. Full enough, hurry up. Also, what happened to the shotgun sound just now? I think the whole building has been shocked. Don't think about it. Hurry downstairs. In a wide corridor. The soldiers who were anxious to go down to the stairs touched Ella. The two sides immediately raised their weapons. Ella was the only one among the soldiers who took the lead to take the lead. Don't stop the road. Reynolds' bodyguard. We hurry up.
That's really coincidental, so is me.
Wait. The captain has not let us come. Shut up. Reynolds' bodyguard. You just saw the holes and lines on the wall on the 6th floor. Tell me, what is that?
Explosives. Reynolds is set up in the art museum that is enough to bomb the entire building. You should let go now.
Rough mouth, I know. The irritable soldiers stepped downstairs, and the rest have not been able to understand what the art museum is connected with the bomb. Ella didn't care about them again. She tried to squeeze into a group of soldiers with her shoulders, etc. Leave that woman. Hurry up. Despite being confused, the soldiers obeyed the order subconsciously and surrounded the Ella group that was about to squeeze the crowd.
What else do you want to do?
The chaotic thick mouth, the road below is blocked. You must know how to leave from upstairs. Right? Take me away. Hurry up. Otherwise, I will die with us here. Ella scolded in his heart. These people can't speak the truth, but they are stuck in the most unfavorable position.
Finally, someone can connect. Quickly report to me the current situation. Rough mouth. Is everyone dumb today? Intersection.
There are explosives in the art museum, do you? Have you been known for a long time?
Not much earlier than you. Let me inform you first. We always have a way to explode.
There is nothing to report.
Can you say that again? Intersection.
What do you say? The only stairs going downstairs were blocked. Complete. The irritable soldiers fell to the ground fiercely. Now no one is here to listen to the captain's order. You have to bring us out of this ghost place. You must know how to go out, right?
You made a mistake. I went upstairs to save people, not going upstairs to escape.
Don't put garlic. We have so many people. You can't lie to us. You will be able to go out. The more confusing the team's words. But at this time, the soldiers also understood one by one. Before the soldiers started, they set up thunder and mines to avoid the explosion range, and then quickly passed it. Elle planned so much in her heart. This may bring yourself a group of chasing soldiers, but there is no other way. Waste a second here for a second, and the possibility of Diaz is in danger.
The grenade has been shot. Pay attention to impact.
At the same time as expected, Ella jumped up and turned over the handrails of the stairs. On the opposite side of the wall, a grenade was launched, flying, embedded in the wall, and finally tore up the wall that no one cared about. All the defeat soldiers who were attracted by Ella did not pay attention to the walls behind them until the broken bricks, heat waves and shock waves overturned them. They were too late to align the weapon at the hole, and even had no time to support their bodies. The trained players had rushed in under the cover of the shield.
Enter.
I'm responsible for firepower suppression. The enemy fell. At 3 o'clock. There are still enemies. The enemy fell. There's one below. Pay attention to identification with friends. It's clean.
Very good. Ella, are you okay?
Cohen, Tina, Cuz, Alexander.
I just said, Ella is in it. And we are just right.
Alas, there are still many disabled enemies outside the staircase. What is your situation now?
I am going to the top floor to rescue the hostages. There are explosives on the top floor.
What about the rest?
The previous small-scale explosion blocked the only stairs.
Understand, when the enemy chase is solved, we immediately keep up with your footsteps.
Everyone, thank you very much, really. Thank you so much.
To be honest, Diaz, I like what you are doing in the street art community.
Do you think it's time to talk about this now?
If not, what posture is the body when talking about the explosion?
But
I mean it. You are pretty
are you afraid of death at all?
What I want to do is done. What am I afraid of? Then again, you don't seem to be panicked. At least better than the captain of the Iron Face over there. Why?
I found the place I really belonged, and I lived a long time. If I can't survive from the chaos created by the two of you, I have to watch the community rebirth again from ash. If not, then I can only say regret.
You are so confident in street art community. You are so confident.
Very simple. They are my family. I know them. Everything is possible to be with them. Is there no such person around you?
Yes. But when we are together, what I do is what I want to do.
Mateo, you should know the situation for so long communication. Hurry up and let me remove the node. At least we can survive.
Don't think about it, old guy.
Mateo turned to Reynal leaning on the side, with a slightly distorted expression. Picked up a golf club from the side.
Reynal, you must not want to be prevented by the explosion of your carefully prepared. We do a deal that gets 2 stories. You promised me this building exploded on time, and you and the old man over there can still have a way. The elevator in your office is only you that can sit by yourself. No one else can, not even Milos, I know. But now, as long as you hand over the elevator key and let me take the elevator, I will leave you and the old guy from the stairs anyway.
Mateo looked at the clock on the head, 9:50.
Teresa, don't speak. Didn't you talk well with that old guy just now?
Reynal blinked.
Do you really want me to say?
Certainly.
Much I am most afraid of and can't let go of it now.
I'm talking about the elevator key.
What I am most afraid of is that the dirty blood flowing out after your death penetrates into the ruins, staining those precious artworks.
Shut up. Pay the key.
Mateo, hold your hand. What do you want to do?
Standing there. Don't move there. Otherwise I will fight together.
Wolfweshen. It's okay, Diaz. Let this poor worm... vent.
Hand out the key. Hurry up.
Mateo. No, I suddenly thought of a wonderful metaphor.
Less nonsense. Heal.
You are like a swollen beast that broke into the solemn memorial hall, released the smellens krupkoyesi, and watched other people cover their nose with a handkerchief. Instead, you feel very happy and you are proud. You feel that you have controlled everything, after all. They do this because of you. Just like now, you think that as long as you do a deal, I will see you in a hurry to escape your coercion, watch you walk into the elevator, and then go downstairs with old Diaz, right? Unfortunately, the beast has always been a poor animal who is controlled.
Shut up.
If you are so anxious to go downstairs, I recommend you to jump down from the elevator well.
Shut up.
The furious Mateo hit the back of Reynal. Diaz, who was bound by both hands, tried to rush up and hit Mateo and kicked away by Mateo.
2. Why not be so anxious? Anyway, a few minutes later, we will all become funerals at the Crystal Art Museum.
I said to stay. Intersection.
The golf club in Mateo raised high again, and this time it was aimed at Reynal's back brain.
The grenade has been shot.
Has been thrown.
Who? Intersection.
The loud noise and the flash occupy the entire wide balcony in a moment. After the dizziness and tinnitus slowly dispersed, several people on the balcony saw that one person, a burning of anger, but a person who said nothing, came out of the wall. It was originally a painting, and now there is only a burning frame. The explosive canvas circled around that person, as if the man's silent anger gathered into a burning hurricane.
The balcony of the top floor of the art museum has been rushed. There are 3 people on the balcony. One is Diaz Gonzalez. The other is Reynal Kravarsky. And there is one, said Clone. Everyone cover me. This is our last task.
You are beautiful. And then, what can I do? You can only die here.
Hila's dying beast lying on the ground was lying on the ground and called a key Mateo, and quickly walked to the edge of the balcony.
We have to do something that exceeds the rules of the lane rope. I need a person to bring a person with a person with a person with one person, and the window breaks into a lower floor.
Oh, When we departed from Rhode Island, we didn't bring this.
Real? Intersection.
Don't worry. Just make a joke. Just have a better way.
Better one.
Put on this. This is the multifunctional jet gliding backpack made by Miss Kotalher in Rhode Island.
Looks like a life jacket on the plane.
In terms of appearance, it is done according to that thing. As for the purpose, thanks to Miss Kelheil, you can start gliding wings gliding, or you can use the jet function to assist in landing.
Are you sure this thing is reliable?
Otherwise, how did we enter this building from the 6th floor? In short, put on it. Pull the handle below. Don't move the one on it. This thing will send you safely to the ground. This is yours, Ella.
Host.
Mr. Diaz, this is yours. The old firefighter put his backpack on his butt. As for Mr. Raynal, Blitz gave Ella a doubtful look. Ella shrugged.
I promised others to save this guy if there was a chance.
Then this is yours. Reynolds took the backpack, but did not wear it, but just looked at the backpack. Sir, I suggest you put it on it quickly. Just make a joke, and make a joke with your own life.
I remember that, Ms. Eula's Ella said that she could not protect a person who joked with her life. At that time, I said she was misunderstood because I had something to do. Now, my business is finally settled, so just make a joke.
Don't be stupid. Put it out.
Reynolds shrugged and wrapped his backpack on himself. I came to take the lead. Please see clearly. Reynolds took 2 steps back, watching Blitz over the edge of the balcony, and fell down below the air. Then Diaz. The accent was a bit similar to Fu's, but a taller man patted Diaz's shoulder and helped him pull off his handle. People on the balcony left one by one until only Reynolds and Ella were left on the balcony. Reynolds was a little hesitant. Ella started the jet backpack of the two, pulling Reynolds to jump out of the balcony.
Wait, Reynolds, what are you doing? Intersection.
I said, oh, why not make a joke with life?
Reynolds took off the backpack on his body and went straight down. Ela's roar came from his ear, and his legs seemed to be caught in his hand for a moment. But gravity quickly pulled him to the ground. Reynolds doesn't know where he will fall. The ground is still a swimming pool, but this time he has no safety rope or backpack. What is the difference between the sense of weightlessness and bungee jumping at this moment? Whether he is trembling, and whether those shutters are made with the grand destruction he made. Before he concluded, he suddenly felt that he had a round thing in his hand, and something was painful by something on his back. Polishing strong winds forcibly opened his eyes. Reynolds faintly saw the flash of Yuanchi's skills, and at the same time felt some small and hard balls against himself, trying to fight for gravity.
Golf?
I don't know if it suddenly burst out, or was just uncomfortable by golf. In short, Reynolds chose to accept it. The golf in his hand burst into a similar light, which attracted more golf balls nearby to his back like a magnet, delaying the speed of his fall. Reynolds, who fell into the swimming pool, took a few times, and eventually floated on the water. More accurately, it is a floating cushion composed of dense golf balls floating on the water, and Reynolds is lying on it. He stood steadily on the floating pad of the golf, and even went to the shore only 1 step across.
Milos, where are you? I know you are nearby. Ella, Milos.
I don't know. He didn't say. Stop. Where are you going?
I go to Milos. I have to ask the whole thing clearly.
Do you think you can go away?
What do you want to do and arrest me?
No one in the present has that permissions, but you should at least give it to the people who have been involved in the incident.
The people who are involved. I didn't want to get involved in it from the beginning. This is just an art that is about destruction. Except for those who deserve to have deserved, no one will be damaged. It was Matayo, who was stunned by desire, and Diaz, who was a spare time. Oh, and you, all of you push things step by step.
So what about yourself? Are you just a glorious resistance, artist?
I have always been.
Do you know, you are indeed a resistant, but you are not glorious at all. You are rotten. What crazy are you just on the balcony? Give up the opportunity to be rescued. Is this your resistance? What do you think of death? Tools that show your bad temperament. Does it feel cool at the edge of the death? Let Milos, let the people who care about your life died every day. Is this your resistance?
You are pulling in Dongli, just to make your anger a suitable venting of.
Yeah, you definitely disagree. You think that is just your unreasonable little habit. Letting others invest in watered rift is your real resistance.
Oh, you must think that investors are too pitiful to lose money. You have a good way to do it without harming anyone.
Do know, your explosion in the ears of others cannot be the sorrow of art. It will only be a crazy nonsense. You are holding the inheritance left by your father in your hand. You have 0 ways to express stabbing and resisting. You have chosen the most lazy and most difficult to convey in the hearts of others.
That's just they can't understand themselves.
If no one can understand, what is your so-called art and resistance? Do you hate your father, old Stefan? But have you really considered how to resist? Or is it satisfied with a kind of resistance?
Oh, who cares about it now? It seems that only you are left.
Asshole.
You have known that I am a bastard, isn't it?
Yes, you. The ending bastard. Of course you can care nothing, but Milos cares. He even told me your mother's affairs, just to let me help you.
Milos, intersection.
He said that your mother is a person who really loves art, and said that you used to be a child like her.
Once.
If not, do you think you have a little similar to her now? A person who loves art will destroy the works of countless masters for the so-called resistance. Art can be for truth, for the sake of good, for beauty to resist evil, or just for the art itself. Everyone has their own judgment. But your so-called art should be at the cost of other people's efforts, and even the lives of others are involved in it. Isn't that just a simple evil? Explosion, a piece of wolf borrowing, and chaotic. This is the art that you say to be dedicated to everyone? Intersection? Ask yourself, what do your mother think? Will she be proud of you? Really, Raynal, grow up.
Ella punched it and simply smashed on Raynal's face. Raynal's body shook, and the whole person fell straight back to the swimming pool. Ella left the swimming pool, but Raynal still felt that she was looking at himself. A vague figure, standing at the other side of the swimming pool, looking at him from a distance. The expression on his face could not say whether it was concerned or sad. The sun was dazzling in the morning. He didn't see it, but he clearly felt that the man's eyes were somewhat similar to his mother. He turned his head to look at the sky and stopped looking at that figure. The man stood quietly, and then left silently with a sad expression. Maybe you can never be a child who makes his mother proud, and that person will not be willing to accompany him forever. In the end, after all, he was alone. Those who had been suffering from him before, and the suspicion and grievances about Yang Fechnian's violations seemed to be insignificant. After all, that person left. At this moment, Raynal had only one thought in his heart. The matter in the building is solved.
Dossel's police officer was late, but after hearing that all danger had been ruled out, it showed amazing efficiency. Especially when saying everything is given to us, it seems that there is no more reliable person than them.
What are the obstacles in the stairwell? Are they clean?
Some of them will do the source of this source. It looks like cheating.
Hey, you will get used to it after a long time.
Just curious. How did you accurately appear on the floor that was above the blocking point at that time?
Time is just a coincidence. As for why it appears on that high floor, Tequila also contacted the mayor of Dossel's while sending a message. When we arrived at the mayor's office, she was watching the scene from multiple angles in real time.
Has her eyeliner in hostages?
Almost. She told us that the main gate was probably unable to go, and then generously agreed that we jumped from the highest building in full Dossel's. In fact, we wanted to fall directly on the balcony and surprise the captain. Unfortunately, the height of the jump was not enough, so we had to make a look. Several people looked up at the balcony on the top of the art museum, where the fire was extinguished, and only the captain's soft collapsed arm was slightly dangerous in the air.
It seems that is
Doc's words did not fall. The arm suddenly moved, and then opened his teeth in the air, as if anyone was dragging back.
following the forward. He did not fall downstairs, nor was he buried in the sea of fire, and was finally rescued by the police. The guy was lucky.
Ella, the people of the Docil's police station hope you will bring Raynal over, and they also say that you want to send you a thank you, let you go on EV or something.
On TV or with Raynal? Forget it.
Ernesto also thinks so. He also said that if you do not have a plan to live in Docil's, it is best not to contact the municipal government too much. In case Nis, Candela is too interested in you, it will be troublesome in the future.
Then please, take the Raynal away from the police station.
Also, they don't look very anxious anyway.
Let's go outside. Although the city is drunk, there is no shortage of flashing.
Not bad. When you go to Rhode Island, we will be a guide.
Speaking of Rhode Island, Doc, when you go to Rhode Island, remember to wrap it strictly and wear a hood. I will take you to the personnel department to talk about our team's salary increase. I just nodded everything. Especially when I call your name, it must be natural. Several people who came to Tyra early were stunned together with Catapult, and then laughed.
Actually, there is one on Rhode Island.
Don't. Koan. It is not fun to reveal the mystery so early.
All right. Anyway, it is really good to see you again.
It feels really long time no see.
The sky is clear, and the wind blows from the artificial sea. Although it is slightly hot and humid, it also makes people feel relieved. The hustle and bustle of Harmony came from the Crystal Art Museum behind him. Aya, you finally wake up. What are you doing in my house? This is not my family, it is. Oops. Hurry up and help me get up. We have to evacuate the crowd. There are bombs in the building. You have been fainting during the entire rescue process. Now the captain and Raynal are caught. Huh? Intersection. There are also some community residents raised their upper body and looked around. The exhibition hall has become a place of carnival for artists. The most notable is the center of the exhibition hall, where it has become a huge dance floor, and people danced in the end. And around the dance floor that has no boundaries, the graffiti of the canvas, the rock and roll of the wires, now the popcorn movie is moving. Even the snack stall allows the artists, hostages, and even police officers to handle the case. Dr. Delicious Deep Bottom Devil Pepper Pizza, baked now. Do you really do NT get a piece? Don't collect your money. Don't look relieved. This thing is so delicious that you cry and feed. I persuaded you to have a face with a smell. Is it because you are Sira? What's a Dukuku does not say. Because I recognized it. Your kid sprayed graffiti on my police car. It seems to... really. Alas. What do you do so much? In short, try the pizza first. If it wasn't for you to evacuate the hostages, I would pull you to the police station now. The police buy the pizza, and there was really a line of tears flowing across their cheeks. Do you make people cry with pepper? Intersection. Tired feather beast, where you want to fly to? In order to touch the wind direction of tomorrow. I thought you were a bastard who only knows money. I still sing rock after drinking some wine? Just kidding. I used to be the lead singer of the school rock band. If it weren't for the house forced to be too ruthless. You thought I would nod with that old thing. Is the old thing gone? I tell you that what he likes to do the most is the assault check. See what you are doing with the terminal, and deduct your salary without work. Last time, I closed the terminal screen when he came. Old Donkus Fikey asked me to open the screen. At first glance, I was so angry that he kicked me straight. What did you say? Intersection. What did I say? Isn't it true? Old things, it's Ray. The drunk man opened a bottle of beer with his ears. The behavior won the cheers for him, and then poured the beer to the stage. We have made a big deal now. Not only did you watch Raynal's press conference, he also visited the art museum, and even participated in the Carnival of the Street Art community on the spot. I know that it is too much, but if there is no Mateo, we may really have no such luck. Friends, are you serious? No, I just say. They are all adults. Pay attention to speaking. Knowing no, let's dance.
Daddy, you keep sitting here and not to celebrate with everyone.
Daddy was getting older and had been thrilling all morning. And he would not make trouble with the young people.
Then I won't accompany you anymore.
Go with them. Techno shrugged and walked towards the dance floor, and the petite figure quickly disappeared into the crowd. The old firefighter was obliquely, and he shook his legs with the festival of music involuntarily, watching the crowd jumping in the dance floor, until a person slowly came from the other end of the exhibition hall, exuding the aura that was incompatible with the noise and hustle and bustle in front of it.
Oh, Diaz, congratulations. You finally opened the party in my house.
Have opinions.
And not so careful. I won't be on my head because of a fool's provocation.
That's not bad. How about going to the dance floor? Oh, your dance partner is not here. He doesn't seem to want to jump with you anymore.
Tully, what about you? Don't you sit here and drink beer alone? Where is your dance partner?
You can ask the wrong person. If I want to jump, except you, at this moment, everyone in the exhibition hall can become my dance partner.
I remember now, it is a lunch break. If you need to be reviewed, you may have to come later.
I'm not here to trial you.
Who are you? Oh, why do Rhode Island also want to step on my courts and share a cup? Welcome.
I'm just here to tell you that Docil's final processing results are told for Ms. Candela. According to the judgment of Docil's mayor's office, Docil's will not judge your crimes.
Let me guess. Give me to the United Government. Although Mateo is an idiot, he is the representative of the United Government in Docil's after all. I played him 3 times and played him 3 times, and the co-government must not have to wait for me to frustrate.
Your judgment of the situation is accurate. The United Government really wants to grab you, just like what they do to Mateo.
A public trial. Very good. I am looking forward to it.
No, Mr. Raynal. You will be sent back to Kazimiri's.
Can you say that again?
The Commercial Federation put pressure on Candela, hoping to send you back to Kazimiri's.
Can you say that again? Intersection.
Your father has played a role in the connections left in the Federation. You don't have to stay in Docil's or go to Ramita. You can go home.
No, I won't go back. I won't go back to the most mean sheep and sad things.
It is not enough for you two now, Mr. Raynal. No matter where your ultimate belonging is, it is the result of your reckless action. It's bitter or sweet. You have to swallow it yourself.
Oh, old things. You are really upset.
By the way, there is another thing. You need to determine the ownership of your property.
It seems that I can really decide myself. Didn't Kendi try to move them elsewhere?
There are some fixed assets. No one dares to take over. You just write a name on this transfer contract.
That's the next person passing by here.
Mr. Diaz, why do you come to the prison area? Intersection.
Mateo, who pretends hostages. On the contrary, what do you call me?
No. No matter.
I'm leave.
Hey. You. Anyway, you can regret it at any time. You can regret it at any time.
I have never regretted it. Not to mention it. It is not bad to think about it. Leave it to the guy who really loves art.
Raynal finally wrote the name of the old firefighter?
Yes. When I sent him out of Docil's, I finally confirmed to him once that he was still in the monitoring area.
He really did not even inherit his father's characteristics.
To be honest, he probably doesn't hate this evaluation.
Of course, but this sentence is not boasting him.
Ms. Candela, you and Mr. Ernesto's coffee.
What a strong aroma! Mr. Booker, can I ask which coffee beans do I use?
It is the 3 deep baked beans that Ms. Candela often drank recently. Please use it for 2 slows.
Now when things come to an end, do you want to see you and other acquaintances in Docil's?
In fact, I didn't think of a fiery person before entering the city.
Indeed. If everything is calm and quiet, you may not be able to surprise anyone. But Docil's will never be calm. You have always knew this. Just like now, after the farce of Raynal, the co-government's momentum in Docil's has been severely hit. Despite the protests sent from Luminita one by one, Raynal and his property, don't think about it. Docil's is not the vassal of their heads, but it corresponds to it, and the rest can no longer wait. Look at me, patronize these boring things.
How can these? These are very meaningful information.
Come, Inento. Try this kind of matching that does not fit your taste.
Very rich. But also a wonderful taste.
Tell me the story.
I can tell the varieties and aromas of 3 beans, but I can't say which beans are the largest. The 3 aromas were originally fighting each other, and they could soon be merged into a strong scorching fragrance in the mouth, and no longer distinguished from each other.
Precise. The biggest selling point of this matching is that it does not have a rigorous proportion limit. As long as the proportion of 3 beans does not have much gap, it can always maintain this stable scorching fragrance.
It turned out to be like this.
How about your taste? Can't conclude yet? It doesn't matter that shop is there. As long as you come back, you can drink it at any time. Not only that, as long as you think. Let the coffee shop adjust the beans according to your ideas, and even add gas to the coffee. It is not impossible.
You laughed.
Say ridiculous? I don't think so, because I really look forward to your choice, Ernesto.
Yo, Inento, you talked to the mayor of Condila for a long time.
There is no way. She and I can be regarded as the old acquaintance, and there are a lot of things to talk about.
After chatting for so long, did she like you quite pretty?
Well enough.
You person. I do only want to say more about what I related to myself. Forget it, since you are unwilling to say. Then I will not inquire, hun.
Even if you ask Glafitella, she won't tell you.
Do you have the source of the Source Stone? How do you know that I am going to ask Glafitella?
It's all written on your face.
Alas, this person is terrible.
By the way, I knew it would definitely be late from before the morning. And I also thank you for waiting for me. But we have now missed the time with DS.
Oops.
Well, Mr. Reynold Kravarsky, please get in the car first. I go to get my luggage. Reynold sat in the back seat expressionlessly. After the door was closed, he felt that the temperature was a little high, so he took off his jacket and put it aside, then leaned against his back, and was preparing to release his collar. But abnormal noise outside the car interrupted his movements. He turned his head to look out the window and saw the employees of the Commercial Federation fainted by the car, not saving personnel. Subsequently, the sound of tapping the glass rang from the other side of the car. He looked back along the sound and saw a familiar person standing outside the car. Reynold shook down the window and faced with a pair of dark eyes.
Can you trouble you to take me for a long time, sir?
Where are you going?
Isn't this determined by you?
You used to run around with me before. Maybe this time you should decide our destination. Didn't you really want to go, Milos?
Everywhere is the same, isn't it?
It's still a bit different. This time I really have no text, except for the 2 suitcases of the trunk.
In this case, I came to drive. When the fuel is exhausted, wherever the car is parked, we will go.
Okay, you're done.
Melton showed a smile. Milos opened the front door and sat on the driving seat. Before starting, he saw Reynold's face from the rearview mirror. At this moment, Reynold's expression was mixed with confusion, joy, and a little hesitant.
You look a little bit want to ask.
Why come back? Why not leave?
Don't you know the answer?
Maybe I'm not asking. I just want to confirm that answer.
Don't be so determined. Maybe I will leave because I can't stand you.
But not today.
Yeah, not today.
From the side of the rearview mirror, Milos launched the engine heavily, and the silver car went away. Today, the exhibition hall of the Crystal Art Museum still maintains the appearance of that day. The broken showcase, the burning ground, the wall of cracks appears, colorful shooting lights, wild graffiti, wild and unruly music, except for the large round table in the middle of the room. The grilled meat that is just on the table is making a loud noise, exuding a seductive aroma. Hands out, why didn't you respond? Isn't it hungry?
But I didn't expect it to become a barbecue restaurant here.
Alas, this building was regarded as a battlefield, and it was blown up by a bomb. Those artwork could not be placed here. It was a pity that the building was empty. It happened that Dossels lacked Reynold's hotspot, and began to extend the nose to our community. It was rumored that no one of our artists would cook, and eating cactus all day long. I want them to see what is the real Bolivaran food.
Then, the skewers of roasted Dunyan mushrooms are a copy of the meat.
2 copies. Okay,
Huh. Mr. Diaz's craftsmanship really say.
seriously. The four of us also traveled in many places in Tyla. Bolivarian's barbecue was the first time.
Where did you go before?
We first fell in the desert of Salon, shortly in Rhode Island, and after obtaining the Rainbow Team identity, we went to some places again. The rainforest in Salkfor, Sammy's ice field, the mine and city of Columbia, the villages between the Utah-Chinensis forests. Nevertheless, the place we have set foot in is only a small part of this land. The only regret was that Levi Krikko buried his crazy laboratory in the ground of Selden. If someone committed a hometown, I am afraid I can only find one way back with a different way to come.
Did you find it?
Still far away.
I think you will not mind a few more travelers to help you find it together.
The more the better.
Lord, that is...
Everyone, let me introduce this Usat drink for Lord Trelaw. Suddenly Noisy came out of the window. The members of the Rainbow Squad who were full and drinking turned to look at it, habitually thinking that something was troublesome outside the Crystal Art Museum. Then the first person who understood the situation helplessly shrugged. We have already told our dad. Today is our turn to dance Wolper's small step dancing in this square. Your classical music should be turned off. But Techno said she liked to listen to Waltz, who was listening to our 3 beats recently. If you don't believe, you ask her. She is on the wall. That's it. Techno, come here. What do you say what to do?
Don't use this kind of thing to bother me. If you have any music to choral, let's take a look at my work.
Your works? But your hand.
Oh, come here, no.
Is this really you painted?
I have practiced for so long and finally caught the door with my left hand.
Techno, don't practice. Come in soon. You must have never drank this kind of thing, Golgi said, but no matter how late,